Warning. You are entering Open Lines Friday. For today anything goes. Thank you for your cooperation.
Listos pe los chingazos. Listos pe los chingazos.
I'm gonna bring the whole fucking diseased, corrupt temple down on your head. It's gotta be biblical.
All right, this is King Bucho. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the boxing debate arena. All right, guys, if I don't sound okay, the sound's too low or something, let me know so I can fix it. And you know how it works. Open Lines Friday, anything goes. Everybody can join. The link is in the description and in the chat. I'll be posting it throughout the night. I'm gonna post it again. And yeah, so we had a weigh-in, and some people are saying that David Benavidez looked a bit drained. So I want to know what you guys think about that. We are taking predictions again. Mr. BDA sent me the predictions that he took when he did that show. I think it was on Tuesday. And so we're going to keep adding more predictions. And yeah, so join in, join the party, and tell me what you think about the fight, who's going to win. Somebody on Discord wanted us to talk about Fury and Usyk and how Fury is basically docking Usyk. We can also talk about that. So, yeah. Okay, let me just go over here. What's up, guys? We have BDA and Never Sober. What's up?
Good afternoon.
What's up? Y'all can hear me, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
All right, cool. Just make sure.
All right. So, go ahead. I thought you were
Go ahead. What?
I thought you were gonna say something. Anyways, so yeah, we're taking predictions. Sober, did we take your prediction?
No, I don't think I had a chance to call in when y'all were doing them.
Are you trying to like evade the question?
Oh no, I'll give him a prediction right now. I'm pretty sure David's gonna whoop his ass. But I don't want to feel like I'm trying to take someone else. So yeah, I would go with a ninth round TKO. I think. I don't think David's gonna drop him in a way where he was falling around the ring, and then almost ran out of the ring trying to get his trying to find out where he was at, like what Canelo did him. I think he'll get caught in the corner and get caught in a flurry, and like the referee will have to pull him off.
All right, seems reasonable.
So yeah, ninth round TKO. That's what I think, bro.
I'm gonna go with. I haven't even given a prediction. What did you give BDA? You're not on the list.
I'm not on the list. No, I'm above the list. No, listen, it's goddamn. I'm thinking about overthinking at this point because if you would have all throughout the past 2.5 years, if you would have asked me about this fight, and even when people ask me, I say, nah, Benavidez is gonna screw him up. I mean, he's gonna beat him up. Look at what Usyk did. But like I said, I'm overthinking. Usyk sort of. First of all, Usyk lost, so it's not like it's not like he should have won the fight or anything. He fights crouching forward, whereas Benavidez fights straight up, and then sometimes he'll place all his weight on the back when he wants to lean back and make guys miss. So when he can counter off the guard, or when he does that, but he doesn't really have that much power. It's just that so far the guys that he's fought aren't that good, and they get shocked, but by those quick combos. But they're not even really that hard. It's only when he drives guys on the ropes that's where he starts unleashing.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, look, Caleb Plant's gonna come in with a fantastic game plan. He's gonna be very well conditioned, but still, he might put up a better fight than expected. Benavidez did look a little drained. I want to hear what people think about that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still going. If you want to write it down for me, I'm going Benavidez by late round stoppage. But I would not be surprised if Plant pulls this off. Again, when I make predictions, I'm not saying I'm picking this guy and that's it. The other guy has no chance. I'm picking Benavidez, but it's a little closer now than it was a year ago for me.
What's late round?
Championship rounds.
All right. Oops. I'm gonna go with Benavidez by decision. I don't think he's gonna be able to stop him. I know people are gonna be like, yeah. I think he's gonna be. I think Plant won't stay on the ropes this time around. He's gonna be moving, and Benavidez he's not gonna look that great in my opinion. I think the weight is gonna start affecting him. He's gonna win, but he's not gonna look great. This is just pure speculation.
Whatever happens,
this is speculation, by the way. This is not based on anything because, if he should stop Caleb Plant, but I just think that there's gonna be something, a physical hindrance that he's gonna be suffering.
Whatever happens in this fight, I'm gonna talk about the next day. Gonna talk about what's Benavidez' future at 168, because he came in here 166, by the way. And people are going to say, well, there you go. He made the weight. Yeah, but did you see his face? I mean, I don't know. They say that he's got a 3-fight contract with the PBC. I don't know if he's going to make that weight, man. I think they're actually... You know what? I can see it already. If he fights Charlo, it's going to be at a catch weight of 171 or something like that.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. Charlo looks like he's about 201 right now anyways. He might not be able to make 168 shit.
People said he looked like he was wearing a Chipotle bag at the.
He looked like a big garbage bag outfit. You ever seen like those really big people, those really big women? They just put them in what are they called, momos or muumuus?
Oh yeah, muumuus. Yeah,
muumu.
That's what he was dressed in, like an obesely fat person's fit.
Terrible.
No, but you know what? So Bucho, hey, let me ask you. So you're saying that Benavidez is going to look bad? Do you think that's by virtue of Plant stepping it up? Or you think he's a little overrated at this point?
It's a combination. The overrated, he might be a little bit overrated. Like I think that's what you were implying, because you were saying.
But Bucho, sorry. Before you continue, I don't know if you saw my message, but you sound very low here and on the YouTube stream compared to everybody.
All right, boosting it up. Yo, better.
Yeah, put the nitro on.
Nitro. All right. So I was saying that, didn't you say that Benavidez is somewhat overrated because you were questioning the level of his opposition?
Well, okay, here's a question I asked, and I'm going to ask it to Never Sober, because I don't think he called in the last episode. Never Sober, you know how after everybody loses, not whether it's a proven champion, pound for pound guy, or a prospect, when they lose, people always say overrated. Now, excuse me, he got exposed. This guy got exposed, that guy got exposed. Like when Canelo got beat by Bivol, he got exposed. It's like, wait a minute, this guy's got like 50 fights on his record. He's been fighting the best for a stretch of 7 years. All of a sudden, he loses and he's exposed. But in this scenario, based on all the hype about Benavidez, the Mexican monster, this and that, if he loses, or if he... let's just stick with if he loses. Would it be okay to use the word exposed against him?
Well, it would depend on the manner of him losing. If it's a close fight, and it's these guys go at it toe-to-toe for 12 rounds, I won't think it will really be David being exposed. It'll be more like Caleb Plant showing his like true colors. If Caleb Plant goes in there and knocks him out like he did Andre Durrell, then you could say he got exposed. It depends how he loses. That's
okay, but wait a minute. See, that's the thing though. Canelo already stopped Caleb Plant.
Yeah.
The people that are hyping Benavidez up are saying that Benavidez beats Canelo. So I mean, if he goes 12 rounds against the guy. I don't know, man. I'm expecting a lot of people to say,
"Okay, I get what you're saying." He is putting a lot of pressure on himself. That's mostly his pops' fault, though. but I don't think he can beat Canelo. So, I wouldn't necessarily be too surprised if Caleb Plant shows his ass in this fight. And Caleb Plant's on that what's it called? He's on that snack pack. He's looking ripped, dude. He's looking ripped. And David Benavidez himself is also on that Memo Heredia diet plan. He's also looking in the best shape of his life, but Caleb Plant just looks like he's been doing it for longer. He just, they're both on the juice, but I just think Caleb Plant's been juicing longer,
Hey, I'm curious. If Jimmy shows up, I want to ask him something. Butcher, real quick before you read the super chat. I wanna see, because Memo Heredia. Look at the Benavidez there in the wing. Heredia got rid of those tits. He's like an LGBTQ doctor. Now, I'm curious whether those tits are gonna return once he hydrates, or are they gone now? He's really, his LGBTQ, his tits jumped them off.
They're going for good. I can see a scar. I can see the scar line. I want to thank Get These Hands for his super chat. He says, Mirage is going to run straight into traffic when David Benavidez gets defeated. Yeah. Listen, I told Mirage, what are you going to think about Benavidez if he goes 12 rounds? And he's like, oh, well, then I'm going to have to criticize him. So, and I think that's what's going to happen. He's going to have to criticize David Benavidez because I think he's going to go 12 rounds. And he's going to blame it on the weight and all that bullshit, which might be true. But still, he's going to look bad on all these David Benavidez fangirls.
I think he's going to give David some problems, bro, because his movement is probably going to be the best that... I mean, did I say Caleb or David? I meant Caleb's going to give David some problems because his movement is going to be the top tier that he's ever been in the ring with.
Mm-hmm.
And, but I'm not sure, though, because David has an ability of, he's pretty good at cutting the ring off. So I can see him trapping. When Caleb Plant was fighting Canelo, there was times where he just stood on the ropes and tried to catch punches, on his shoulders. And I think if I see him do that against David, his hands, they're too fast on the inside. And he'll throw like 5 punches and catch him with 3 or 4 of them,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing, though. But what you're saying is correct, and because of that, Caleb Plant's gonna have to be on his A game, and he cannot, like you said, stay on the ropes like he did against Canelo. I mean, this guy's much bigger, longer, and all of that. So, no, you can't lean on you can't do that Philly shell type of thing on the ropes and leaning on the. No, you gotta constantly move. And my concern is that he might get tired.
Yeah, he can't do it. He can't do it for 12 rounds.
No, exactly. But if he can, then 12 rounds. That's it.
I think with being with Snack now, I think Plant is his gas tank should be at an optimal level. It's going to be up to Benavidez to take that gas tank away.
Yeah, I think it's going to be enough.
Everyone says David doesn't really go to the body, does he?
Not really.
Plant stops him in 8 rounds. Guaranteed.
Plant stops him in 8 rounds?
Guaranteed. He's going to come in cocky as hell. He's going to get caught by a left hook, and he's going to knock Spark the fuck out. It's not even a discussion. I studied it thoroughly. Benavidez is a bum.
Whoa, okay.
Oh, nah.
Oh, wait. Did you study the numbers like Boxing Wizard? Because I got to talk.
I really studied the numbers big time, man. He's going to be out. He's going to get it. At first, it's going to be Benavidez trying to really show his ass in the beginning of the rounds. And then he's eventually going to get gassed out, and he's going to be out of there by it.
Damn, bro. So you study that Jewish sorcery? Gematria?
No, I didn't study that. It's just common sense, man. Benavidez is going to come in trying to swing, and he's going to miss, and he's going to gas. And then he's going to get sparked. Simple.
But wait, let me ask you.
Go ahead.
Well, no, go ahead.
I was going to ask, how many times have you seen David gassed out in the ring?
I saw him fight like shit against Ronald Gavril.
Ronald was he fighting like shit, or was Ronald Gavril just kind of all right? Was he just can't be a good fighter, or what?
Ronald Gavril is a very good fighter. He has never been dropped in all of his fights. I'm not saying anything against Ronald Gavril. All I'm saying is David Benavidez is coming in over like really, really emotional. Even though he's saying he's not, he's saying he's already at weight when he is not. I mean, he's freaking bullshit. I'm gonna laugh if he weighs in at 180 pounds tonight because it proves to me how full of shit he is. So we'll definitely see.
All right, now let me ask you this, Telkines. A lot of people are saying that Plant is going to lose by virtue of the fact that he looked shaky against Usyk despite him winning, and the fact that Canelo stopped him. What would you say to that?
Well, it's a real stylistic differential right here, isn't it? Because you have Canelo, who's more of trying to catch you with 1 or 2 shots, when Benavidez is trying to catch you with 7, 10 punch combinations that are really hard punches. I'm not trying to bash on Benavidez's cardio here, but eventually the output will decrease, and that will be the time to strike, as always for Plant. Let him gas out.
Wow.
Let him get sparked.
Are you gonna place a bet on this? You should place a bet.
It's easy. It's easy.
No, seriously.
But Telkines did say it's been preordained. He did say it's a fact. He says it's a fact he's going to win,
I don't
and
know
it's
if
been
he's joking, man,
preordained.
because now I'm gonna check the odds. This guy seems pretty serious.
Well, if you bet on Caleb Plant for a knockout, you can make some money.
Shit. Yeah, especially the 7th or
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. What's it?
It should be around the 8th round, because Benavidez is really going to come. He's going to come in really emotional, even though he's not. Even though he says he's not.
I
He's
hope
full of shit.
Benavidez wins. I hope Benavidez wins so Canelo can knock this Mexican donkey out and the haters stop talking.
Yeah, some people are saying that. That's what they want. They want Benavidez.
I believe Canelo is on better juice than Caleb Plant is. I do agree with that.
I want Canelo to shut the
say
haters up. Yeah.
And Canelo is on numero uno.
Yeah,
he's on the number 1, man. He's on the number 1 juice. I'm just telling you.
I gotta say though, this is reminding me of Plant Canelo the week of the fight, because when the fight was announced, a lot of people were saying, "Man, that the Canelo's he's too good. He's gonna run through the guy." Blah blah blah. Then the week of the fight, people started getting those feelings. They started.
Well,
getting that feeling.
they had the press conference. Remember the press conference? It was like I think it was the Thursday before, where they said that. And introducing the undisputed super middleweight champion Saul Canelo Alvarez, freaking Lennon, freaking messed it up big time. And I was like, what the hell is this shit? If you listen closely to the press conferences from that week, Lennon let it out of his mouth. So it's like he really messed up and called Canelo undisputed, even though before it was a press conference before the undisputed fight. So there was already something weird. I do agree with you on that.
No, what I'm saying is, well, I mean, I don't know.
You went in a whole different direction, bro.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that it's always, I've seen this for 20 something years. The week of a fight, people all of a sudden start going with the underdog because they get a feeling. Because I'm looking at the chat here while we're talking. I've seen some people saying going with Plant. I'm going with Plant all the way. Even after the Showtime win, there were these 2 basketball guys. I don't know who they are, and they were like, "Man, I got Plant all the way, man." Yeah, and I'm thinking, there you go. There's people.
Are you saying they're getting the hype's getting to them?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's all it is.
That's how it is.
It's the hype.
I'm seeing a lot of non-Latinos pick Plant for some reason.
Plant gonna get iced, man. Rest in peace.
What was Jamal Charles saying? Plant got soul.
No way. You know what?
He said that, bro. He said that.
What's that mean?
If Plant got sold, then that's one less.
He got sold.
If Plant got sold, that's one less bum to worry about it.
He said skills pay the bills, and David got them hands, but Plant got soul.
The commentators were saying the whole he's got that dog. No, the guy goes, yeah, and we gotta give it to Plant. He's shown before that he's got that dog. It's starting to spread now.
He's got that dog.
Plant ain't got no dog. The very moment Canelo started pressuring him, he just sat on the ropes and gave up. That's exactly what happened. No doubt.
No, what happened was he took a dive. He took a little nothing shot in 11th, and then he acted like he was off, and then
a
he
dive in the
threw
11th
himself
He
on the
didn't
ground.
take a dive.
He clearly took a hit.
Bro, he was tired. Plant was tired.
Bro, look, bro, you don't know how dives work. They don't go.
freaking
They
nine,
don't fucking pop off.
freaking
in the
dive.
11th
I do
round.
know dives
Heavy
work. You
shots,
can do it
bro.
in any round, bro. You can do it in any round.
Dives. No one's
Do
gonna
it in
take
any
an ass
round.
whipping for 11 rounds and then go, okay, I'm going down now.
Sure, you can. You can.
If you're
There's no
fucking
rule.
you're stupid, yeah.
It's called non-disclosure
Canelo
agreement.
gave up.
Look it up, bro.
Plant gave up, man.
He was
He took
tired.
dive.
He gave up.
He took heavy
Bro,
shots.
Watch
take
the
a dive.
fight.
We're not gonna get into this. All right, guys. Let me read a super chat here. Nicholas, our heroes. Thank you for contribution. He says, "Who has worse genetics, David Benavidez or Tyson Fury?"
Tyson Fury, 100%.
Yeah, Tyson Fury is ghoulish
He's
looking.
never getting rid of that tire sitting on his waist.
Yeah, Tyson Fury looks like he just got out of under a bridge, and he should be, trying to attack travelers. Like from a fairy tale.
He should be asking you to pay the
He's
toll.
got a tire in his midsection.
Before I go, man, I gotta bounce. But Butcher, could you please put that picture of Benavidez up on the screen?
Yeah.
From the weigh-in. I want to mention something about that before I'll let you guys cook, as they like to say.
Was this from the morning weigh-in this morning? Yeah.
It was from the weigh-in this afternoon that just took place a couple of hours ago.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, screen share it.
BDA, how do you get your predictions up there?
It is imperative that he cut that hair off, because that hair, look at that. He looks, first of all, he looks like he's an accountant from Brooklyn with Avi and
like a Jufro.
He needs to cut that hair off. That hair, once he's in the corner during the fight, it's going to get filled with water. When he goes out to fight after the break, a little jab or anything, it's going to spray water all over the place. It's going to look like he's being hit worse than he actually is.
Yeah, he has to cut.
That
If he
shit
goes
off.
in without hair,
He's gonna get braids. He's gonna get
He's gonna
braids. He
lose.
said he wanted to get braids.
you know what? He's gonna lose based on that hair. That
Nah,
hairstyle,
bro.
man.
Yeah, he's gonna lose.
He said
You
he
know, he
wants
looks
to-
he looks like a clown or
he said he
sideshow Bob.
he said he wants
Oh,
to
he
get
looks
pretty
like a
much fight, bro.
straight Dominican.
BDA.
Sideshow Bob looking ass.
Bro, he said he wants to braid his hair for the
BDA.
fight.
Yeah, who's there?
Write my prescription. My prediction.
All right,
Butcher will do it for you. I got
Yeah,
to bounce.
it's-
Take care of listening.
all right.
Take care, BD.
Who is this? Who is this?
Elliot.
Alien. All right, go ahead.
An alien.
I got Plant winning by decision, just because I feel like Benavidez hasn't been in the ring long enough. Like last time he was in the ring was last year against Lemieux for 4 rounds. What does that mean? That don't mean nothing. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah,
What are you
Lemieux is a
talking about?
blown up 160 pound or 160 pounder that hasn't done shit.
It's
No,
inactivity.
but Benavidez
What?
has been
What?
Benavidez has been pro longer than Caleb Plant. What are you
But it's
talking about?
inactivity.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
What
but
are you
the thing-
talking-
The ring rust.
Yeah,
I feel
but
like
the
it's
thing
gonna
is
get
that
to
it doesn't matter.
Look.
You see this you guys fall into the hype and it's crazy. David has been sparring these guys heavy punchers since 15 years old. And you think you guys are falling for that hype of Caleb Plant knocking out a 38-year-old Durrell, which is crazy.
I know, man.
It's
Caleb
crazy.
Plant knocked out one person.
And he knocked out one person that's 38 years old. David stopped him at 20 years old. Let that sink in. Half of you guys are Canelo fans. That's why you guys don't want David to win. And I'm telling you, when David stops,
I want David to win.
No, I want David.
What do you
I
mean?
want to see that fight.
but but when David stops Plant with ease, I call it 7th round. You guys watch. It's just gonna be ridiculous.
I'll admit that I'm wrong. And just think, to me, I feel like his ring rust will get to him because he's already very flat-footed already.
15 years old, sparring prime Triple G, and that was his toughest sparring at 15. 15, and you
But
tell
it's
me
sparring.
Plant
Sparring isn't the same thing as a fight.
doesn't matter. 15, prime Triple G.
It's
You
not the
tell me
same
what
thing
you.
as a fight, guys. Oh my
It
god.
doesn't matter. You tell me what you were doing at 15. What were you doing at 15?
I was knocking mugs out for money. What were you doing?
Man,
I was watching Canelo's fight, bro.
out of here, man. This
see,
dude was watching
half
videos
of these
taking
guys,
over.
they fall into they're little trolls. They're little trolls. They're saying that David's a bum, this, and that. I know David personally, but I know for a fact you guys won't tell that to his face. You guys got.
I know I will.
will.
I feel like he's a bum. He's a bum.
He's a bum. What do you mean?
I think he runs his mouth, and I think he's emotional.
So you
I think
want
he needs
us?
to see a therapist,
You want us?
a better therapist than
So you
that
want us
shit
to
he had on
lie?
that
So are you
whole time.
saying? Are you saying you want us?
If I
You want us
keep
to?
putting
You want us to
them-
lie? Basically, you want us to
telling
lie.
me, if you're telling me if you have 26 fights with 23 knockouts, you're not going to be cocky? You're not going to be on a high horse?
I think he should be humble, man. I honestly think he should be humble.
You need to read the Bible. That's the thing. You need to read the Bible.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
tell
cussing and acting a hard guy is not doing anything. I don't pay attention to that. I pay attention to what he does with his hands.
You're on Discord acting like a hard guy talking shit about Benavidez. Where does that put you at?
Man, stop. Bro.
He has a shit attitude. He's a good fighter. I'm not saying he's not a good fighter. I think he has a bum ass attitude. He'd be a good fighter if he just shut out. Or if he just showed up, man. Like Benavidez needs to shut up and he'd be all right.
You see, like that's what I don't understand.
Though.
That is not the same attitude. That's
yes, it
that's
does.
me saying the reason why I don't like Benavidez being a loudmouth. That's what it is.
Caleb wasn't like that when he knocked out Darrell. Bro,
yeah,
I'm telling you,
Caleb was justified, bro. Caleb was justified because
that's not justified.
Yes, it is.
He's a white boy.
Yeah, he was being racist towards Caleb, bro. Caleb had
stop it.
Man, you see, you can't talk boxing. You can't talk
complaining about racism.
Yeah, you can't talk boxing to people that don't understand the game. What I'm saying is, I respect Caleb's accolades. I respect his accolades. Great boxer. But I'm saying he cracks under pressure. When someone lands that good punch, he cracks. I'm telling you. That's what Canelo did. I don't know. I watched the fight over and over and over. He does not like being smothered. But I'm saying you guys fall for that left hand. He landed on Darrell, a 38-year-old Darrell. And you guys think he's some knockout artist? Man, stop it.
No one thinks that, bro.
Hold on, because you guys, I got a question for Southpaw Drew, because you're saying you guys, you got to identify who you're talking to, man. Otherwise, you're talking.
Everybody that's calling Benavidez a bum, this and that. He's a sideshow Bob, this and that.
Hold on, but I asked you a question. I said,
justify what a bum is. Caleb Plant ain't a bum?
Who called him a bum?
I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. Yeah, who here called him a bum? Because you're saying you guys. So who here called him?
Yeah, who's calling him a bum? Like, what are you talking about?
What was that guy at? I don't know. I'm new to this. I just joined in, so I don't know you guys' names. Part, bear with me. But what I'm saying is that you guys are calling David a bum, or he has a weak resume, this and that.
He is a weak. He's a weak guy.
Listen. Who said that?
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. This is great.
I said Plant was going to win, but I never called him a bum.
No one called Benavidez a bum, bro.
I called him a bum. What are you talking about? He has a shit attitude. I don't like him, man.
Okay, but justify what
honestly, I don't like Caleb either. I wish he'd get knocked out. But I hate both of these fighters.
They both have the same attitude. Yeah, the only difference is Caleb. Caleb is afraid to show it.
Knock his ass out.
That's stop it, dude. Man, Caleb couldn't even stop
bro. You don't like Caleb because he's white, bro. Stop.
Bro,
Caleb Truax
bro, I don't care if he's white. I don't care if man Truax was garbage. Get out of here with that, man.
Truax was okay. If you go resume to resume from David to Plants, who has a stronger resume? Exclude Canelo from Plants' resume.
Well, he
fought Lee. He fought Truax.
Who was like a top 10? Who was like top 10 at 175? Top 15, maybe.
He fought Truax. That was washed. He fought a real estate agent.
You can't say exclude Canelo. He fought Canelo, so it's like, hey, exclude
Truax is a former world champion. Remember when he got the decision over DeGale?
Yeah, that's good.
So what's so bad about Truax? Right? He's a tough fighter.
David took the belt from Darrell.
I remember when Truax got knocked out by Danny Jacobs.
Well, Danny Jacobs was a good fighter too, man. So quit shitting on it. This is a fight game, not the fucking offer, man.
Oh, bro, why you mad, man? We only talking about boxing. You finna cry.
By the way,
I'm not talking about boxing, but I'm hearing people cry about this other stuff, and we should start actually talking about it.
Let me read a super chat here for Nicolas again. Nicolas, thank you. Hold on. Let me read a super chat here. Nicolas, thank you for your contribution. He says, Spar Triple G at 15. Explain the lack of brain cells. All right.
Well, just because an older person, more experienced person spars with you doesn't mean they're gonna hit you with at 100. You guys don't never been in the ring before. Y'all never sparred with nobody.
Good
I'm
point.
sure Triple G
Sparring.
was not going 100 with Benavidez at 15 years old.
That's what I'm saying. No one's gonna do that. If you know, only a bully asshole dickhead would get in the ring and then notice a difference in skill between whoever they're sparring and then take advantage.
Okay,
of that.
you go,
And that's not
and
something
ask-
Triple G would do.
You
Triple
go
G wouldn't
ask.
fucking hit someone with 100%.
You go ask Abel Sanchez who was Triple G's hardest sparring. You tell me that. There's footage and there's audio. A 15-year-old David
It wasn't
Benavidez.
Caleb Plant.
Come on, man. Come on,
So
you guys.
so what's your point? Who's
guys
hating? Who's
Benavidez
hating on David Benavidez?
What did I say? That was hating.
I don't even know who's you talking. Are you talking about us? Nobody called
No,
him
he's
a
not
bum.
talking about us, bro. No one's hating on Benavidez.
Nobody's hating on Benavidez. My prediction is he wins by decision.
Who?
Benavidez.
By decision?
Yeah. I think it's gonna be trickier than what people think.
No, I don't think so.
I think he's gonna be moving well.
I think David lands a left on his chin, and I see that from a mile away. I like I said, I respect Caleb Plant's accolades. He's a great boxer, but
yeah, but
once he gets hit with a good shot, he folds. Usyk did it to him.
See. But listen, nobody's calling Benavidez a bum. Nobody's calling him a bum.
No, yeah, you can throw it out the window, bro. It's all good. But what I'm saying is,
All right. So what's your prediction?
I got David in 7.
Okay.
Left hook.
I feel like the obvious choice is Benavidez, but to me, the inactivity.
It's going to be a great fight. Like,
I actually called Benavidez a bum earlier. Actually, it was me, and I'll gladly see it.
There you go.
But,
okay, we got somebody.
But for his attitude, not as a fighter.
He's a bum because of his attitude. That don't even make sense.
That's crazy. So I wonder what that makes.
He's a bum because look at his resume. He's fought good fighters, but at the worst points. That would be the definition of David Benavidez. Let's bring it up, right? Oh, he beat David Lemieux, blown up 160 pounder. Let's look up Davis, blown up 160.
Or bring up Caleb,
junior middleweight, right?
He fought a real estate agent.
Real estate, yeah.
He fought a real estate agent.
Treat it like real estate because Benavidez doesn't freaking sell up.
Didn't Caleb Plant fight Subway Mike Lee or some shit?
Yeah, he fought him. And then he fought
Mike Lee is actually
Mike Lee's a fucking bum.
Top 15, top 10 in actual life heavyweight rankings.
My God,
what are you talking about?
What the hell?
He was given an option. 175 wasn't given him an option. Caleb Plant gave him an option, and he got a fight. He was a top 10 175.
Bro, are you literally like defending him fighting Mike Lee?
No,
He's
I'm
terrible,
not
man.
defending Mike Lee.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
just stating the facts. He was top 10.
Bro,
top 15. There's
Bro, he's the worst out of both of their resumes. He's the worst.
That's crazy.
He's the worst out of both of their resumes. Yeah, right. He was an undefeated fighter that was that had an actual decent KO percentage.
All right, guys, give me 2 seconds. I need to read. Hi, guys. I need to read 3 comments here. Vladimir, thank you for your contribution. He says, "Southpaw Drew sounds like Mirage cousin." Yeah, that's true.
I don't know who that is, but
he's like a big Benavidez fan. And then we have Senpai Leo. Thank you for your contribution. He says both Plant and Benavidez have the attitude of crappy fast food employees. All right. Yeah, they're pretty annoying.
True.
Ryder of the Storm. Thank you for your contribution. He says that David Benavidez Dick Ryder is Mirage cousin by unanimous decision. Interesting.
Dang. Which one y'all related to David Benavidez?
I ain't never seen what's it called? Caleb 12 with a pressure fighter. You seen what happened the last time he went with a pressure fighter?
If Plant wins this fight, do you think it'd be a boring ass fight?
No,
bitching the whole time.
You got to give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, he said that he changed his whole camp, this and that. Yeah, I mean, you can't knock it. You can't take nothing away from him.
Bucho, you say Mirage one more time and he's gonna appear.
Yeah, no, fuck it. Guys, stop calling this guy. Calling him out.
You know, but
Mention his name.
I feel like it. Not feel, but I know David will catch Plant in 7 or 8.
Let's say he doesn't. Do you think the whole fight is fucking running around the ring like a little bitch?
No, I mean, not that. I feel like he'll do more counters if anything. Because I mean, I don't know where people are getting this narrative that people like what I'm saying is that people are getting the hype of him knocking out Darrell and they think that he's gonna press forward. I don't think that. I feel like he's just gonna slip and try to trap David. But I feel like David's too quicker, way faster.
But I think Caleb Plant's gonna try to knock him out, bro. To be honest.
Whoa!
Oh, of course. I mean, this
so.
is bad blood. I mean, if the shot presents itself, I mean, it happens. You know, but I feel like David is more hungrier. He's younger. I mean, Plant already had his shot.
But being hungry can be a double-edged sword. I mean, what if he gets too confident?
I don't know. I mean, Caleb was confident. He got slapped at the press conference in the middle of the fight with Canelo. He asked for reassurance.
hey, I wanna. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Hey, Jimmy, before you go
he said, who asked? Like, you think you're bad, and I mean, you're a great boxer, but who asked for reassurance during a fight? Who?
I respect your skills. Caleb. You respect my skills?
Caleb
like,
Plant,
who does that?
Caleb Plant ain't been the same. He ain't been the same since he got smacked. And you told him the truth.
Like you see what I'm saying in the comments?
You ever seen someone's mom smack their kid in the back of the head and they get like all stiff and shit and like their eyes open up wide? That's how Caleb looked ever since Canelo smacked his ass, bro.
And I feel like that cut that he got under his eye, David's jab is gonna open that up 100%.
The same way he did Darrell.
I feel like it 100%.
Well, hey, that guy.
Yeah,
the guy
Darrell deserved that though.
The guy you said do not mention, the Australian Voldemort, fucking Voldemort. There, he fucking he's predicting Benavidez by 4th round knockout. That was his prediction. I heard.
Okay, I mean, hey, that'd be crazy, but nah, I got Plant's good, but I got David in 7 or 8.
That's completely like just.
Just throwing out his skills.
I mean, it's possible, but not really.
It's possible, but you would
be
possible. Yeah, it's possible you could catch him in the 1st round clean.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a fight, right? Never.
Right.
But to go, that's a pretty bold statement. But then again, he kind of likes Benavidez.
I need to read 3 super chats. Juggernaut. Juggernaut, thank you for your contribution. He says, Caleb has to be a boxer puncher, slow down David Benavidez with body shots, body punches, and stay away from the ropes to win the fight. I agree. He has to stay away from the ropes.
Oh,
for
definitely
sure.
ropes.
Guys, I have another one here. Cerny Banders, thank you for your contribution. He says, Caleb Plant's footwork will let him outbox Benavidez. Put some respect on his name. All right? Respect Caleb Plant. And then we have another super chat from Nicolas again. Thank you, Nicolas. He says, KO on the rail was not hype. He set up that nicely. So it wasn't a lucky punch. It was actually a well set up.
It's crazy because you guys are talking about David, not you guys, but people are saying about David knocking out a blown up Lemieux, and then Darrell's 38 years old when David stopped him at 20. It makes no sense. It's an even playing field. You can go back and forth. But what I'm saying is that...
Yeah, but he was old as fuck, though. Come on.
I mean...
Darrell been done.
He wasn't gonna... He's a
like,
154 He's a 154 pounder. Come on.
I wonder if he's going to put his hair in cornrows or cut his hair off before tomorrow.
No. Benavidez.
David's getting a full, like, he's cutting his hair. He ain't getting break.
Yeah, okay. Is he all right? Because, like, the way I saw it the weigh-in today, I'm like, that'd be stupid to wear his hair like that. Because when you have your hair like that, when it's not, like, tight, apple, but it's big and heavy like that, when it fills up with water, every punch you take, you get a big spray. So it makes the punch look more impactful.
That's what
so
BDA said.
You always want to cut your hair because it always looks more impactful.
Yeah. Hey, Butcher, are you still reading super chats?
Is there another one?
What, you got one for us?
No. Yeah. Well, Jimmy, I wanted to ask you though, if are you done with them, Butcher?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like to ask Jimmy. Jimmy, I don't know if you saw the weigh-in, but you did because you saw the hair. Did you see that Benavidez, Memo got rid of the titties? Did you see that? Now, are those gonna come back once he rehydrates, or are those tits gone?
Well, it depends. If it's fatty tissue, it'll come back to a certain degree, but not. You can always take that off. It's just I think he's been training better and eating better. It's just
he's been
in
camp for over 5 months.
And you don't fully grow as a male. Like your body doesn't stop growing, skeleton wise, muscular wise, until you're about 38 years old.
Brother,
So
I ain't gonna lie. I thought that looks
I
like
feel like-
post-surgery trans tits.
You got that gyno.
You see,
He was dry as hell, though,
I
guys.
feel like David
was dry
just
as hell,
hanging
though.
to
He
his
didn't have an
man
ounce of
strength.
water in his body.
26. He's just turned 26, and I feel like he's gonna develop even more and more.
Man, Southpaw, are you related to Benavidez in some way? Come on, you can tell
but
us.
I know him personally.
Okay, you know him personally. Okay,
You can have surgery. You don't have to have just fix it.
Right.
You can have surgery to remove the fat.
Right.
Booby Benavidez is going to taste the canvas.
Liposuction.
Hey, if he cuts his hair,
what's his
if
name?
he does
Memo?
cut his hair, that'd be great. And Mirage wants to know if he can bid on the clippings.
He's still going to come in at
He wants the
hair. Oh no! He'll
He
make a
said,
little voodoo doll out of it.
He has bigger titties than his wife.
Excuse me. Can I have those? I'd like to offer a bid for those clippings. Thank you.
Do you ever shut up?
Sure.
Let me talk.
Bro, who is that?
It's interesting though that what Memo Heredia does for his fighters is there's a little bit of weightlifting, but it's not it's not like fucking bodybuilding weightlifting, and a lot of plyometrics to really get that explosiveness. That's what
So what you guys are insinuating that David's on steroids?
He's diuretic.
Not insinuating.
That's crazy. He's been lifting too, though, guys. Let's be real.
Hold on, let me finish. Metrics. So it's that type of that's the way you increase your punching power in boxing. Exactly. None of that. Hey, let me lift heavy. Now you lift some weights, but then a lot of plyometrics, jumping, resistance training. That's what he's got him under.
Yeah, lifting heavy, it tightens your muscles. It makes it shorter. They make them shorter and they swell up, but it actually can slow you down. Plyometrics, you want to do resistant, heavy band, or you do weights but you do like ton of reps and bring each set to exhaustion because you want to train your muscles for long haul, keep the fast twitch fibers going, and continue to carry the red blood cells.
So did he look okay at the weight?
Yeah, he looked tighter than I thought. He looked good. It looks like he's trained hard. The serious bad blood. You see, Plant touches that carotid artery. Like, look at your fucking neck thumping. That really set him off.
Yeah.
He fingered him.
Yeah, exactly. He literally fingered the guy.
Do you guys think it's possible he's in diuretics?
Who?
Hell yeah.
That's possible. 166 and 3/4. Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I heard 166, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
He's gonna blow up to 200, bro.
2 full pounds under the weight.
200. What the hell? There's a weight limit. You know that, right? I think he'll blow up probably to like
IBF.
I feel like he'll blow up to like 180 at most.
Is there a rehydration clause?
No.
I believe so. Up to like I think it's 185 or 184.
Unless they sign one, there's no belts on the line, so there'd be no sanctioned bodies. That's who pushes it. So
yeah, it's not the IBF, so I don't know.
Do they still
The thing
push it?
is, someone said before that
Benavidez coming in. Benavidez coming in at 215.
Somebody said before 200. I don't believe that.
No,
I don't believe he comes in at 200. That's crazy.
That'd be asinine. It would make his body, his legs would feel like fucking boat anchors by the 5th round. You can't just suddenly walk around at 170 pounds, 160, between around there for last 3 weeks, and all of a sudden, overnight, put on 30 pounds, man. You'll feel that shit. You'll never get your second wind. You'll be lethargic.
But I feel like, what's his name? Plant, the way he looks, it'll play against him. I mean, I feel like he's holding too much muscle. I feel like he's holding too much muscle compared to when he fought Canelo. You do from then till now. Shit, He got that
He's,
snack.
I'm
he's
gonna
always
compare
that
them.
dude. He's always that dude who has abs. You know what I mean? You can tell he's always looking at him in the mirror and shit.
And
But
shoulders.
that doesn't, you know what I mean? Yeah. So he's one of those structurally. He's in. You know, he's got the metamorphic body type. But he could have also trained hard because he knows ideally the only way he's going to beat this dude is going to have to take him in the late rounds.
But
The most
I highly
dangerous
doubt you
six
can't.
rounds.
At the age you're at, you can't train cardio like that. It can't be over a 2-month camp, 3-month camp. It's impossible.
Well,
Either
you
you're
wouldn't do
born with it,
cardio. Yeah, you wouldn't do
Overtrain.
either you're
cardio. You
born
can
with it, or you're not. It's plain
you
and
can do
simple.
cardio
Unless he's
every
on that
day.
EPO. Unless he's
You
on
can do
EPO, I mean, look at his hair is already coming off. He look like his dad already. I mean,
well, cardio is just your heart muscle. You can train that every day. You know what I mean? That doesn't get overtrained like body parts. So he could run every single day, swim every day. It's the one. It's
like
the one muscle you can go all the time.
what are you gonna get? Elevation 900 elevation in Las Vegas?
In my opinion, he's one of those fighters who puts in too much work in certain areas.
Who?
He's Caleb Plant. He just he overworks himself in areas outside of boxing. It's mainly his conditioning that he overworks himself.
I feel like that's so because I it's always when you see like the all axis, it's always him doing cardio. It's never him hitting pads or him hitting the bag. It's always cardio. So I feel like this fight, that's what he was mainly worried about, is his endurance.
Well, that's his knock. Everybody's that's always knock. He fades down the line. That's what if you always say what everybody knocks him on. That's usually it. He's a front runner. He always fades down the line.
Yeah,
you know what though? You don't. It's not a doubt because at 168 pounds, I went back and watched the Canelo fight today. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about a few days ago when we were talking about. Dude, I had Canelo up. I had food poisoning or some shit. I was talking about Benavidez was like Triple G. I was like, I watched Benavidez and Plant's fights today, and I'm like, dude, you got to take all that shit back. That sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
But you know what? For 168, I was out of my fucking mind, right? At 168 pounds, though, the way that Plant circles those ropes, like constantly, right? Like the whole Canelo fight, he was just like orbiting those fucking ropes.
Mm-hmm.
He never stopped. Like, think about how many. It's like running the outside lane in a track, you know, like over and over again. And I'm gonna run against you, and I'm gonna run on the inside lane. You know, it's like think about how much he moves for 168 pounds. He's got no power. He's got no fucking power.
Who, Plant?
He doesn't sit down on his punches.
No, not that. I feel like
no power.
It's more of like a sharp like knife hit that he has, like where it's like more of a dent more than of a smack. Like David, he has a smack like a thud. Caleb is more of like a stabbing hit. That like it's not where it will rock you. It's just more of like, oh shit,
They'll push you.
Yeah, like
I
it's
will
like, oh
say
damn.
this. I will say this. Caleb Plant has awkward footwork like Ronald Gavril did. Ronald Gavril, he didn't necessarily have great footwork, but he was a very awkward fighter when it comes to footwork. Caleb Plant is very good with footwork, so there's a lot of similarities between the two. So I will say that he does have a good left hook, like Ronald Gavril. But we need to see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, by the way, can I just say, before you go in, I'm going to read a super chat here from Rapax Trucking Company. He says, David Benavidez is going for the Salvador Sanchez look, and it's true. The hair looks similar.
That's it.
Yeah,
When Rapax is right, Rapax is right. Shout out to Rapax. Yeah, I just want to say about Pete what he said, because he had food poisoning the last episode. So somebody did leave a comment in the last episode. They said, what's he talking about comparing? You know, it was a pretty acidic comment that somebody left.
Right.
And also, Pete, somebody also from the ADL left a message, because I don't know if you remember the comments you made about, Israel. So I think that they want you to apologize for that as well. But hey, I got a question for everybody. I got a question. If Benavidez can't catch Plant, for example, or he's having, let's say he's having a harder time than expected catching him. Mm-hmm. When it comes to the corner, we've got Bredman, and then we've got Jose Sr. Will Jose Sr. shine as a trainer, or will he go the way of Teofimo Lopez Sr. and just, sort of falter and burn out during the fight?
Oof. I feel like that's hard to say.
Let me say something. Look,
Why does everybody think Breadman is his trainer all of a sudden?
Well,
I don't know.
He's got a good boxing mind.
It's not good. It's not necessarily the fact that he's one of this great trainer.
I would rather have Redman than Jose Senior, in all honesty. So,
but that's not what I asked. I'm just asking. Why is he this great trainer now? Though?
Well,
he barely did anything.
Look at J-Rock. Well, J-Rock is a good example.
Yeah, remember J-Rock
he won one title. He won a title there.
Yeah, but
he lost in his very next fight.
But as an underdog, David Benavidez has not fought any underdogs ever. So
J-Rock isn't the same level of fighter. What he did against Hurd was impressive. That was all Breadman's plan. And if he actually I would imagine the same style as he would want Plant to fight. And Plant doesn't have the power because he doesn't put his weight up over his feet because he's on top of him. Whereas Benavidez comes in a lot of times, he's flat-footed. Whop, whop, whop. And he's driving all the power. Man. Yeah, all his power was driven right from his feet up through his waist into his punches. So, of course, he's going to punch harder, whereas the other dude's up on the balls of his feet snapping his punches out. But, his check hook, obviously, when somebody fights on their balls of their feet, their left hook is almost always going to be their best shot, just because the motion of your body when you deliver it.
Mm-hmm. Dude, so guys, he keeps his right hand down on his chest. He didn't keep it up on his chin at all. He tries to fight like Floyd, real wide stance.
Yeah.
Half-ass shoulder
time.
roll.
Hell yeah.
Man, he's going to get fucking... And I'll tell you what, someone asked before about Benavidez body punching. Dude, he's vicious to the body. Look what he did to Angulo.
Do you really
he's nasty
think
to the body, bro.
He'll let him throw a 15?
He's gonna demolish Plant's body.
Plant's not gonna it's not 15 combo. He's gonna be moving around the ring.
Punch combination. It's just him landing it. It doesn't matter if it lands on his elbow, his shoulder, his stomach. It's gonna land. Those punches accumulate, and at the volume that David does it. If you want to go statistic to statistic, the punch output from Caleb and Benavidez, it's country miles away from each other.
So guys, I got a hot take. I think Plant would drop Benavidez, but Benavidez will get a controversial split decision. That's my pick for tomorrow.
I know. I agree. Plant will drop Benavidez early in the round.
Because I think because you got to think about it this way logically. Canelo's not going to fight the winner next. He'll fight Bivol next. So that means there's a rematch waiting to happen. So controversial decision will allow that rematch to sell.
If Canelo
fights that's my theory in a way.
Well, if you listen to Canelo, I agree with you. In fact, I was espousing the same thing, that it was Canelo was going to go with Bivol next. But lately, he's been pulling back from that more and more. I think common sense and his people are like, why, dude? Why?
If Bivol fights Canelo again, Bivol stops him. Easy.
I think Bivol will fight on 168 and stop him.
No, he won't stop him. But why go down to 168?
Yeah.
Why go
The ball doesn't stop
undisputed.
people.
Undisputed.
That's not Bibble's game. Yeah, Bibble doesn't stop people like that.
He's not going down to 168 either.
No,
unless they offer him over $10 million.
His trainer came out on Twitter and said that he wasn't going up to like 168 pounds, man.
Yeah, it'd be stupid.
His trainer's already said. His trainer already said it. He's not going down. He's focusing on better BF.
But I don't think Bob will feed better BF to me. I think he's gonna milk better BF for 2-3 more fights before gets that fight. That's why I think he may move down, just because I don't think that fight's gonna happen anytime soon.
I don't think so.
The thing is, Canelo's rematch clause is coming up, so he should be able
supposedly there's talks. Supposedly there's talks of Bivol and Munguia right now.
No way that's gonna happen. No way.
No, there's talks.
What it was thrown out there. The name was thrown out there. There's no serious talks.
Hearn came out today. What?
Why the fuck would he fight Munguia, Rome? Why?
You know who might fight Bivol? But he belongs there.
No, there's literally.
Eddie Hearn stuff.
I wouldn't mind Bivol getting smashed to bits by. I wouldn't mind Munguia getting smashed to bits by Bivol.
Me either.
Personally,
like
because Munguia is one of those fighters that make you cringe when you watch him. Padded up record out the ass. Please, please.
You must protect the fighter.
Execute him, please. Somebody throw him in there with better BF.
Yeah,
because at least I'll know he'll be done.
Oh my.
Better BF. I mean, Bivol would take him to school. He'd look silly. He'd be swinging
worse than Canelo.
He'd be swinging at ghosts. Yeah. He'd be He'd just jab his face. But
Zurdo Ramirez. Look at that. Hey,
I know, but I feel like better be.
I would watch Zurdo versus Munguia. That'd be a good one.
Oh yeah. Well,
it's better than Rosado. If he can make weight,
Zurdo needs to go away.
Didn't
By the
they
way,
say that nigga was over 12 pounds?
Yeah, 12 pounds over.
Yeah, no, but I feel like
came in at 180 pounds.
I've never seen that.
Like better be able to get school.
4 quesadillas before the weigh-in. Thank God.
Yeah, hey guys. Let me read 2 super chats. Michael Poe, thank you for your contribution. He says, "Hello, gentlemen. I know you guys are talking a lot of things, but the kiss of mist, it is Usyk versus Fury. Nobody have any opinions?" Yes, we're gonna be talking about Fury and Usyk later. And
that's my favorite fighter right there. Usyk.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that shit.
I'm very disappointed in them too.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Also, another super chat from Michael.
Fury?
He says, scratch the last comment, Mr. BDA. I meant to say, what is your opinion on Fury versus Usyk? What are you guys? Okay. Well, let's talk about
I am a male.
what do you guys think about the
Fury didn't want that fight.
He doesn't want that fight. Why not? Why not?
Well, I mean, you run your mouth. I mean, first you blow it up in Saudi Arabia, taking a bunch of money off the table because all of a sudden they couldn't get the saying, they won't be able to get the place built in time. This is crock of shit. There's no evidence to that. It's not like they've ever tried that and had that problem in the past. So they bring it back to England where he figures, oh, fuck it. I think every move he did every move he did hurt or cost Usyk money. First, it was 50-50 out in Saudi Arabia, and then that got fucking moved, or not Saudi Arabia, whatever, Middle East. Then it got moved to England to 60-40, and then he turns around and says 70-30. You're thinking, there's no fucking way. He's got 3 belts. I got 1. There's no way he's gonna take that. And then fucking Usyk, who's never had a problem making fights, goes, okay, I'll take it. And all of a sudden he starts going on about, I mean, think about this. The thing that broke his back. It wasn't that because you want to fuck a rematch clause, but it has to be inverted, meaning he gets the 70-30. I'll do it this time. But if I beat you on the rematch, then it's 70-30 my way. And that was and Fury was like, no. So clearly Fury does not look at. Once the one guy gave him really a hard time was movers. Guys who are movers, people like Wilder, are easy pricking for him.
Yeah, but Jimmy, okay, hold on. Yes, okay, I get all that. But this is a unification fight. It's not that you can, evade this fight for a long time. It has to happen, right?
But the thing is, too, brother, he wasn't training at all because if you read between the lines. Yeah, if you read between the lines,
didn't even know that he was. His coach didn't know about the thoughts.
His coach said it yesterday. He even said it yesterday. He was like, I didn't even know that he was in training camp. He aired him out.
Yeah, and then yesterday.
And then yesterday he all of a sudden said that, oh, my wife is pregnant. Oh, wish me luck. This, and that. Man, fuck off with that.
See, the thing is, right? He's already admitted coke abuser, right? He's already admitted coke, abuser, drug abuser. So we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, right? He could be doing all kinds of fucking coke because once you get into that habit and you get that kind of money, most people usually, quit coke because it's either destroying their family or they go broke. You know what I mean? And he's neither. So I think he might be fucking with drugs again because he's so erratic in the things he's saying. And then, like the boy just said, my guy right there just said, his coach didn't even know any of this was going on. His coach said, he hasn't been with me. So if he was supposedly going to take this fight in 6 weeks, he hasn't even been hitting pads. He hasn't even been training. So he had no intention to make this fight.
You have these Fury fanboys backing up saying that, oh, he's sparring Lawrence Okoli. Man, Lawrence Okoli's not going to be sparring a week out of his fight. No,
I know. It's silly.
There's no way.
Well, those are the same fanboys who are in my timeline telling me he's the greatest heavyweight of all time. He beat fucking Lennox Lewis. Beat him like off what? Beating arguably the worst WBC heavyweight champion in that sanctioned body's history, resume-wise, but also one of the less skilled. That's what you're gonna fucking gauge him as the greatest heavyweight?
No, that's
okay.
So
you
Fury's
take that
scared.
right hand away from Deontay, he's nothing.
So basically,
He's just as
Tyson
go
Fury.
ahead.
He's scared. That's what you're basically guys saying. That's it.
Of course.
Okay.
Absolutely. He's totally unsure of himself.
He's not up for the challenge, and I feel like Usyk would have done circles around him. I would have, me personally, it would have been a schooling, without a doubt. That straight left would have been landing into that gut all night. All night. He's had problems with southpaws his whole career. Josh McDermott, what's his name? Steve Cunningham, Otto Wallen.
I don't know if it would have been a schooling, but I got Usyk.
It would have been a schooling.
Look. You guys have, because you guys see Fury as a big guy. He's a slob. He's just big.
He's a slob. Who is this guy? Hey, yo, who's talking right now? Who is this? You're new, huh?
Southpaw Drew.
What is your name?
That's Southpaw 773.
Southpaw Gerbil? Drew. Oh, this guy's right on the money, man. He's a fucking sloppy fuck, man. He's right. I said you're right. He's like a gimmick, bro. He's a sloppy fucking gimmick
into the hype. Like Fury's just tall. That's it. He beat Wilder 3 times. Chisora
one-trick pony.
White.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
What about the Dylan White? The Dylan White knockout. A lot of people are bringing up the Dylan White knockout. That was a perfect uppercut. Then
it doesn't matter. Usyk went up and beat. He beat what's his name? He beat what's the guy's name?
Chisora?
He beat Chisora, and then he beat Joshua twice back to back. Come on, man. There's no way you can't. In the 5 fights Usyk has had at heavyweight, his resume is already going to be better than Fury's.
No, that's not good.
You're
gonna, and then some of you are gonna throw Vitaly Klitschko in there. Usyk, okay, there's legit footage out there of Usyk getting thrown out of Vitaly's camp because what's his name threw him in the blender.
That's Vladimir. You're talking about Vladimir, not Vitaly.
Vladimir. Sorry, thank you.
So for me, I think Usyk. I think it will be a close fight with Fury. I think Fury. The reason why Fury ducked it now is because I think he wants Usyk to be a bit more shot worn. So he'll let him fight the wall. He'll beat the wall. He'll beat Hergovich, but then you remember Usyk's actually older than Fury, and I think that's what Fury's waiting for.
2 years, bro.
Trust me.
I think he did it.
How many years?
Two.
Guys.
That means 2 years, and he's twice the athlete.
That means that Fury is scared. So that means that Fury is scared, right?
Guys, let me finish. I think he's not that he's scared, but I think he's waiting Usyk out. Which is
not going to happen.
How do you wait a guy out that's only 2 years older than you and that's in way better shape than you all the time?
It's possible, but he will always be fast. He will always, even if he gets old, he's always going to be faster than Tyson Fury, no matter what. Just a physical.
No, but Fury's not fast. He's not even fast for 4 years. Usyk's going to get slower. That's what he's waiting on. That's what I'm telling you.
Fury's not going to get slower. He's fat. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but he's been fat for 4 years. Like he's not.
Both fighters are to blame for not making the fight. Let me tell you why.
No.
And guys, don't get me wrong. I want Usyk to win. I want Usyk to win.
Fury demanding 70.
Hold on a minute.
Who's demanding $1 million for that, and then all this other stuff? Both fighters are to blame. Both promotions are to blame for offering empty promises. Neither fighter is to blame. I don't know why everyone's so mad about it, other than it's not.
What did you say? You said all these other things. What are these other things that Usyk did to make you say that it's his fault too? Because he's capitulated to every demand.
Yeah, but
you said you got to donate $1 million to a frame.
Is what I'm saying. Usyk
how do we know that?
But him himself isn't worthy of a 50-50.
But they did great numbers with Joshua.
I don't know where people are saying that he's getting the.
No. So Usyk made $10 million more in the Joshua fight than he was offered in this fight.
Exactly. I don't know where he's saying that he's getting a payday with his payday with Fury.
Does Fury get crazy numbers or something? Because I don't think so.
Fury. Oh, guys, one second. So Fury's good on ticket sales. So Fury's good at ticket sales.
Dude, listen. This guy's a bullshit artist, and everybody's latching onto this shit that he's saying just because he talks. Nobody cares if the fucking guy.
Fury,
hang on. Hey, listen. You listen.
No, go ahead.
Understand something, right?
Go ahead.
Just the order of things, right? He's saying that Usyk needs him. He doesn't need Usyk. That's fucking. It's a fight. It takes two. For him to say, I don't want it over in Saudi, Usyk's been over to Saudi. They're putting up a big site fee over there. Fuck gate sales. It's a huge fucking site fee for those guys to fight in Saudi. For him to say, I'm not fighting there, right there, what he's saying is Usyk can fight there if he wants, but I'm not fighting in Saudi. So then Usyk goes, okay, fine. Let's do it in London then. Oh, shit. Now what? Then he goes 70-30 my way. Okay, let's do it. Done. Now what? And then he backs out of the fight. Dude, no one cares if the fucking guy fights or not. Usyk's made more money than him already. And he's going to fight Usyk. You can't wait him out. He's only 2 years older. He's in way better shape. He's a professional. He's not a professional fuck up.
He's in a better fight with Deontay Wilder anyway. Stylistically, it's a better fight.
Wilder?
Who?
What? The guy who fought 3 times?
If Wilder also is top 5 in one of the 3 sanctioning bodies in which
who cares? He just lost his last fight.
Gonna watch that.
Let's see Wilder knock him out. Stylistic. I guarantee Wilder knocks out Usyk. Guaranteed.
Yeah, top. No, he doesn't. Absolutely not. You really think Wilder's? I guarantee this. That fight won't even be talked about. They're not going to put Wilder in against Usyk. That's a fucking joke.
He's a top 5. He's like top 5.
They will if Fury fucks around. Wilder will go over to Saudi Arabia and do it.
The sanction bodies can fucking rank him or whatever. He has the worst heavyweight championship resume in WBC 67-year history.
Well, if you actually takes the fight, that's what Usyk wants. He wants to fight somebody else. He don't want to fight the guy.
Maybe
Wilder with one punch KO Usyk. It would be horrible. It'd end his career.
Okay, sure it would. I think you're basing that off of nothing other than your opinion. But I can tell you what's not an opinion. If Fury's such a draw, why did Top Rank lose money on all 3 Wilder fights? Lost money. They kind of broke even on the second one.
Bad business by their part. I mean,
it's not bad business. It never cracked $1 million pay-per-view buys. It never cracked $1 million.
He's a draw.
Whose fault is that?
It's the fault that they're supposed to be a draw. Wilder's not a draw at all. Wilder's last pay-per-view. Wilder's last pay-per-view. Top Rank's a shitty promotion. He's only promoted more historic heavyweights and fights than any fucking man on the face of the planet in history. But he's a shitty promoter.
Any other fighters
real quick.
147.
So Jimmy, I actually think
this dude is just arguing for no reason, man.
Yeah, I think Usyk
would, no less.
I think Usyk would stop Wilder. No joke. I think Usyk.
Absolutely.
Of course he would. Of course he would.
He throws him in the blender without a fact.
Bro, look what Spilker did to Wilder until he got knocked out. Usyk would destroy Wilder. Like, what are we even talking about? What a ridiculous.
Yeah, he's older now.
I don't know who that guy is, but he's just talking so much shit.
I'm not watching it goes to show you with Fury. It's like, dude, the guy has one punch and Fury.
What style? But what style does not?
Ridicule.
But bro, if you talk to your cousin and he talks shit, you tell your cousin you're talking shit. So
no, but wait, you're saying stylistically, what style does Wilder have besides that right hand?
Exactly.
Tell me.
He's got a reach on him that he could really.
So did Joshua. Joshua did too. Joshua had reach.
Yeah, but is Joshua's name Deontay Wilder?
What does that mean?
Joshua's faster than Wilder, bro.
2 different fights, 2 different styles, 2 different everything here. Okay,
That's
so
crazy, man.
Wilder has lost the majority of the rounds he's fought. Majority of the fights, he loses the majority of the rounds. He only wins
all it takes is one.
Hey, bro. Wilder fights like he's in a fucking strongman tournament, bro. Come on.
Hey, what's the guy in the PA system? What's his point? That Usyk should fight Wilder, or that Wilder will beat Fury, or what's the deal? Like, I don't understand.
Wilder would beat Usyk in a one-punch knockout.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna have his chance if Fury fucks around, dude. Fury's gonna be holding the Beggars Cup. Fury's gonna be holding the Beggars Cup on your PA system.
Look,
right?
everybody. Look,
in 10 years from now, if he doesn't get his act together, that's number one. Number two, I don't mind that fight. We should have all these fights. These top four guys should all fight each other. But when the Saudis are offering $50 million, who gives a shit?
Here's the problem, though. The Saudis didn't offer Wilder anything. The reason being, that fucking last fight with Ramirez. Exactly, brother.
He's not
he only sold 77,000. So,
but Jimmy, I don't want to get. I'm not defending Wilder. I'm just saying when these Saudis want to have an event like that, I know.
The Saudis will back Usyk, but not with Wilder.
Yeah, their deal is heavyweight boxing over there. Yeah, their deal over there is heavyweight boxing, and they want to just. They want Usyk because they know Usyk from 2 fights, right?
Yeah, Jimmy.
And now they want Usyk versus another credible heavyweight. So. All I'm saying is, if Fury fucks around and just
Jimmy, do you know what I really find annoying? So you know when people say, "Oh, Wilder only needs one punch," have they never seen Ernie Shavers ever fight in the history of the world? Because Ernie Shavers probably a ginormous puncher, and
that nigga hit harder.
Your one punch is not enough to beat heavyweight. That's such a bullshit. Like I don't understand why these like weirdo Wilder fanboys just talk about this one punch.
Ernie Shavers is
I'm not a fanboy. I'm just saying.
You are. Well, you are because if your argument here is but if your argument is Wilder needs one punch, that's a stupid argument. It's literally stupid. Like you are a stupid person if you think that's
what you don't understand is
I understand his power. I understand the power of Deontay Wilder.
Wilder ducking everybody that's not a sparring partner.
Usyk needs to be perfect for 12 rounds. Wilder needs to be perfect for 1 second.
Yeah, bullshit. Bullshit. Yeah.
That's what you don't understand.
Okay.
Isn't that what he said? But that's the same thing he said against Fury. How did that work out?
Name one Deontay Wilder opponent besides Ortiz and Fury.
You can't. Because they're all rated.
Let me go down the list here.
Vern was good.
Yeah. So literally the first top 10 fucking fighter he ever faced when he won the title was his 8th fight against Ortiz. He was 9th. Other than that, you know the average. Check this out. His average world ranking of if you take his last 20 fights before fighting Stylistic for the world title, right? The last 20 professional fights before becoming champion of the world, the average opponent's ranking was 156. Let me repeat that. 156. That's the level of opponents he was. That's thing because guys were actually ranked 498th out of 675 recorded heavyweights on the planet. He was fighting literal no-hopers. Because you know why? Because he got fucking.
A win is a win.
He was getting put down a lot. And
Jimmy, PA guy, chill out.
But that's all he fought though was bums. That's all fucking Wilder fought was bums.
Jimmy,
yeah.
Jimmy, who's the bigger puncher? Harold Skonias or Alexander Usyk? Who's the bigger puncher?
Who?
Harold Skonias or Alexander Usyk? Who's the bigger puncher?
Usyk.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. People are like thinking Wilder's invincible because he can punch people, but Wilder
in theory 4 times.
Weak on the chin.
Wilder's gone down. Wilder went down in the images. I think he was knocked out. He was put down on a canvas 6 times in the images. There's all kinds of stories of him getting put out, not just down, but put out in sparring. So he just never had the chin. Because, all right, but because he always had crazy power, right? He was actually the fucking Heeb who fucking ran that kid's career. Did a great job. Ran his mouth, attached him. He did a promotion through name association. He would fight no-hoper after no-hoper. Finkel, thank you, brother. No-hoper after no-hoper. Attach his name to Joshua. Then not fight him. Attach his name to this person. I mean, just look at what the fucking deal he was offered. Look when
He only
Klitschko
fought
was about
Fury
to fight.
because Fury was coming off a coke addiction.
Exactly. Took him off the couch. He thought it was a cherry pick that went wrong. But here's the thing, and it was remember he said he's a pillow-fisted punk because up to then he wasn't knocking anybody out. But here's the thing, too. He prevented world the unification of the heavyweight title in the four-belt area. Stavron was about to fight Klitschko for the fucking unification, four-belt unification. And but Wilder said no. He demanded his fucking mandatory. So they said, okay, we'll give him walk-away money. Do you know what he asked for walk-away? $8 million. You know what Stavron's payday for the fucking Klitschko fight was? $2 million. He wanted 4 times what Stavron was getting. So that was obvious because here's the reason why. He knows Klitschko would have beat his fucking brains in. So what he did was they offered him and said, we'll give you $1.5 million plus we'll both sign an agreement that whoever wins, you are the first opponent. So think about that. Okay, I get $1.5 million for being in the stands, and then I get to fight for all 4 belts? Any normal person would have jumped on. The fact that he didn't do that day back in 2015, I said, this dude's suspect. That's when I started checking into him like, yeah, there we go. This dude's a fucking fraud, man. Smoking mirrors. And that's why he's emotionally disturbed, too, because he always knew it. Emotionally. Why do you think he hung all that fucking shit onto the glove?
As a person, but not as a boxer or whatever.
Yeah,
like Andy Ruiz keeps calling him out. As a person, Wilder's a cool, but for boxing, he's not really good for the sport. He's trying to fight. He's trying to fight in MMA before he just takes like next few of his years, his prime years, even though he's at the end of his prime, to really put it to boxing. Don't go to MMA and dedicate the last few years you got in boxing over there.
Yeah, he got a kick in the leg one time and he'll be done.
He's ready to cash out now. Finkel's got to cash him out. Like for real.
He went to Saudi Arabia and there was nothing on the table there for him.
Yeah, and look how he's simped to Fury, a guy who apparently nearly killed him. All this bullshit, and he was simping to Fury in Saudi Arabia. So weird.
You don't. And the thing about it is this: is what Jimmy said about he thought Fury was a cherry pick. He was almost right. What does it say about Fury? The whole world could see that Wilder has one right hand. It is a hard right hand punch, but it's so not set up and it's so erratic that how could Fury went a draw with him in the first fight. He clipped him in the second fight, and Wilder never got to throw the right hand. And in the third fight, he almost knocked Fury's ass out. So I mean, twice. Why does it take Sugar Hill to tell Fury, "Hey, man, he's only got one punch, dude. Like, just stay away from the right hand."
And to be real, y'all, Fury gloves was loaded though. We can't skip past that.
Come on, stop that, dude. Stop that.
I'm just saying, man. I don't want to start shit on Wilder for no reason because he's been pretty quiet. But
bro, are you serious right now?
Fury's just
was Fury's gloves loaded? What does that mean? Put an egg weight?
No, they wasn't loaded, but yeah, he had his fists where his wrist was supposed to be.
All right, what was his loaded? Yeah, what was it? Did he put metal? Because if you've ever punched, there would be no reason to put an egg weight inside your glove. And what they said was no, they didn't put it at the end of his fist. He basically had the glove hanging off his hand.
Fury got exposed to him before too, whatever.
Let me finish. With the chunk of metal. So basically, he turned his glove into a blackjack. So you tell me the guy who for the last 20 years been punched in the head with a glove with a fist in it wouldn't have instantly known. And let me tell you, if somebody put a chunk of glove, an 8-ounce fucking egg weight in a glove, and smacked you in the head with it, you would see meat. Your head would open up.
It wasn't that in his glove. He was punching on with his fist. His fist was where his wrist was supposed to be.
Bro, your fist goes inside your glove. You punch him with your fist. That's what boxing is, you dickhead. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Bro, if he had egg weight in his hand,
no, hold on. If Fury had egg weight in his glove, if Fury had egg weight in his glove, he would have broke his hand. He would have broke his fingers. He would have dislocated all his knuckles.
Wilder got his ass beat.
You guys are just weirdos.
That's it.
You're
Wilder got his ass beat.
Hold on. Whoever said that, bro? Have you ever put on boxing gloves, bro?
Yo, Fury ducking.
Wilder got his ass beat, man. That's it.
Yeah, just stop being a weirdo, man.
No. Whoever was saying that, bro. Have you ever put your hands inside a boxing glove?
Yes.
Okay, so you tell me the advantage you feel by pulling your hand halfway down the glove, dude, and then tying it. You tell me the advantage.
Yeah, no,
you feel like in the sense of let's fight somebody. They got boxing gloves, but I'm gonna use my regular fist and see who goes down first. Like what?
Why are you
Hold on. You put on a glove halfway. And then throw some hooks and show me how that works out for you, bro.
Yeah. You would break your wrist straight away.
Boxing gloves aren't out. Boxing gloves. Boxers don't wear boxing gloves to protect their heads, face, or damage from punches. They're made to protect their hands, dude.
Over and over.
Exactly. I would much rather when you wrap your hands up, you get them wrapped, and then you put them on a fucking glove.
Fury's not a better fighter. I'm just saying.
Horsehair gloves.
Jimmy, this guy clearly has never boxed in his life. He's just a weirdo, man.
He doesn't ignore this guy. He's just a weirdo, man.
I don't want to call him a weirdo. I don't want to make it personal like that. It's just, I'm just saying.
We're talking about Benavidez and he's
Ryder got his ass beat. Ryder got his ass beat so bad they thought Fury cheated, man. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. He got beat up.
No, if we had a legitimate media like we used to covering this,
it was the same way with Pandora.
They would have ate that up. They would have fucking demanded him to speak about that. But the problem is we have compliance. We have clowns like the fucking kid whose father owns Box Rec. I mean, or CompuBox. That fucking they're cheerleaders.
This is illegal.
And then boxing scene's owned by Showtime. They're gonna say whatever the fuck Steven Espinosa says. So nobody called them out for it. Nobody.
Yeah.
And when we did the press conference, he was so afraid he was going to be asked about the gloves, about Glovegate and all that bullshit by media that were there. He wore those headphones so he wouldn't have to answer any questions. Because imagine the embarrassment of, so you're thinking this man tried to literally murder you in the ring, and not only was he involved, his team, but it went as deep as you had multiple people involved in this organization, the Nevada State would have been involved, to complicit in attempted murder of you, and you're going back to the same place to fight him. How big of a fucking dickhead do you look like right now, Mr. Wilder? He didn't want to be asked that question.
Did you ever see Finkel or JD's or anybody?
None of them. Not one of the people who have a financial ever said it. Never. Ever. You would think Finkel, anybody who's invested in him, who have vested interest in him, would have complained once. None of them ever spoke on it because it was embarrassing. They knew they had a mentally feeble individual who could not deal with the fact that he got fucking beat up because he was living in this cultist LDBC world, and fucking he couldn't deal with it. Because
that's one of the weirdest. That's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in boxing.
That's why I'm happy to call this guy a weirdo. Because
I know, dude. I know. I didn't want to be. I just, because it's energy for me. Like I don't want to like. If you call me,
Jimmy, you made him leave. Now he left because of you. He left.
Yeah. The fact that anybody even believed that stuff is asinine to me. That's crazy.
Exactly. Especially because his argument is silly.
Like we all have favorite boxers. That's fine, but we support boxing, not the individual fighter. Yeah. I mean, if a UK guy loses, fine. I enjoy boxing. It's so weird sometimes. That is crazy. But they must have like some sexual fantasies, or like they're living vicariously through the boxers or some weird shit. I don't know what's wrong with some of these people. Crazy.
It was the same thing with Pandora. When Pandora beat Lubin, they were saying that, he got some of his gloves. Why don't he take off his gloves?
They said the same thing. Like yeah. Well, you know what? Why a lot of fighters don't want to do it? Because if they swelled up their hand or hurt their hand, they don't want to take it off. A lot of guys are like that. They don't want to take the gloves off until they go to the dressing room.
The funniest thing was he goes to us, have you ever worn boxing gloves? Like, bro, what are you talking about? It's ridiculous. If you got egg white in your glove, you're breaking all your knuckles straight away.
Yeah, it makes no sense unless what they're saying is yes, he wasn't punching with like the metal at the end of his fist. He was keeping it and basically swinging it like a sock, like you would load a glove up with metal. First off, it's HD TV, right? Clear, crystal clear. Everybody would have seen it. You can let it, and I'm telling you, just a fucking glove, and they'd say, "Look, you can see the outlines of his knuckles through the leather." Yeah, it's horsehair glove. They're not meant to protect the head; it's just protect the fists. But there's no
puncher's glove.
And then exactly. And then they said, "Well, the egg. What about they fractured his skull? Why would? I don't know. That was a hematoma." I mean, and it was funny because a guy on Twitter posted a picture. It was a guy from the MMA who had a white dude who had the identical hematoma on his left temple after catching an elbow. So shit happens.
Let's move on. Fuck this glove gate again. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, just wasting your time.
It's just not possible. It was funny. Everybody got loaded, and there was like 7 people jumped on the dude. Saying, "What you say?"
This is illegal. This is illegal.
The glove wouldn't stay on your hand, though. I don't think anybody really realized. I know you guys do, but can you imagine taping the glove up that low on? Pretty much your fist is in the wrist compartment. Give me a fucking break here. That glove wouldn't stay on your hand.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Flying off your fucking hand, bro.
Hey, I think the confusion is that Water doesn't even understand what. In other words, the confusion is this.
Well, did you look at the autopsy?
The glove, yeah, Supreme Court case. The glove issue with the not having his hand all the way in the glove was from the first fight. And that wound up in a draw. The second fight, which obviously ended how it ended, that's when Deontay Wilder himself started talking about egg weights and spiked water and the referee, and that's why the media never got on it, because when someone's talking like that, you can't even have the discussion with them. Obviously, he doesn't even understand what the fuck. If someone told him funky gloves, referring to the first fight, he doesn't even understand. He thinks it means like there's a blackjack and an egg weight in there. Yeah, and there's going to be an autopsy. I'm going to go to court over this and everything else. So,
and he didn't start that. Yeah, he didn't start that till Pete. Until he went home, because I wanted to see right away, literally within minutes of the fight, second fight ending, I went to his biggest supporters in the LDBC, and they're the ones, man, I was talking to my people, and fucking, they were like, man, he didn't look right. Did you see his eyes? He didn't look right. And Wilder never said any of that stuff after the fight, never mentioned anything. It wasn't until a couple of days later. What happened is he went home, just let's see what they're saying about me. Put on his fucking followers and saw what they said, and then contrived that whole narrative. And it snowballed to fucking my trainer drugged me. There was a conspiracy, a multi-level, 5-person conspiracy to commit attempted murder on. It was just insane. It showed you that he's an emotionally unstable individual because he knows he's smoking mirrors. It's the reason why he fights like that. Right. Look at that compilation somebody put out when he goes to knock somebody out. He's throwing fucking 5 punches after the refs waved the fight off because he's so out of control.
It was crazy. He blamed everything.
But in all fairness to whoever got ran up out of here, just to be clear, he doesn't understand it. Wilder doesn't understand what they're telling him to say. He can't repeat it properly. But if you go back to that first fight, it's gray area. I'm not saying loaded. Fuck that. I'm not saying loaded, but it's like holding in football. The shit. If they don't fucking check it, if they don't correct it, then people are going to do it. But if you go back to the first fight, it doesn't matter because it ended in a draw. Didn't help. Didn't make the huge difference in the fight. But I'm just saying there was some fucking. It did look funky that first fight.
Is a floppy glove an advantage? Yes or no?
He blamed.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Yeah, floppy glove is not an advantage. So
remember
this is illegal.
I think if you punch somebody with a bucho, I think just from having my hands wrapped, from having my hands wrapped in football, if you can wrap your hands to where them fucking things feel like they're indestructible. I mean, I'm sure you could hurt them, but dude, when you shoot your hands with no wraps on, it's like your wrist hurt, your fucking fingers hurt. But when they wrap your fucking hands,
we're talking about a floppy glove.
You can't hurt.
That's why in bare knuckle boxing they don't do any wraps. They can only use wrap around their wrist. That's it. None on the knuckles. Yeah. Because if they wrap their hands, they would fucking rip each other apart. But listen, the only time someone would pull their hand back in the glove a little to get it sloppy, a little hanging on the ends, is if they're snapping their punches out. Here's the reason why. You can kind of blind somebody if you snap it into their eye. Also, if they have a hurt hand. Say they bruise their hand and it hurts every time they put anything on it, but they still want to use that hand to make contact. Exactly. So you can flick your glove out. It's illegal. The ref can come over and pull the glove back down on your hand. So if you loosen your hand, you keep pulling it between your legs and you kind of pull your hand out a little. So it's just a little looser up your hand. You snap it in the dude's face. That way your fist really isn't hitting him, but you're still making contact and getting the points. Because in that first fight, he wasn't trying to knock Wilder out. He was trying to win on points. So I'm thinking he might have. I was trying to think of why he would have done that. No, exactly, dude. I agree with you. And I'm thinking, what would be the only reason why he would have done that? And I personally think a hurt hand.
Okay, but all I'm saying is, though, there's video of him throwing an overhand right hand to Wilder's forehead. And in mid-punch, The glove obviously is loose, right? I mean, it's floppy, whatever you want to call this, floppy glove, whatever. And when it hits Wilder's head, the fucking entire front finger part of the portion of the glove just lifts up like it's completely unfilled. And then something contacts Wilder and he gets on his back foot. Like not a slap jab, not a fucking flick jab or nothing like that. Not a cuffing shot. I'm talking about an overhand.
Wouldn't that be on the type of glove he's using though? It could just be
I don't know. All I'm saying is like the second fight, it wouldn't matter if he had 20-ounce gloves on. If he clipped him clean and that was it. I mean, you didn't need loaded gloves at the second fight. But when people start confusing this shit,
it's the moisture in the tape which generally leads to.
I mean, they got a legit beef from the first fight. He's fucking yanking his hands away from Jack Reese. Someone came up on the ring apron and adjusted his glove downward for him.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I guarantee you. Then he hurt his hand. He was just trying to slap him with the top part of the glove. That's all. Makes contact, gets a point, and that's all. Fighting like the amateurs. But there was no weight in it and stuff like that. I'm not saying that's what you were saying, Pete. But yes, there's no advantage, though, of putting your fist in the wrist part of the glove and making contact other than you're going to hurt your hand.
Yeah, because the exposed skin, so to speak, is your fingers, not your knuckles, which makes no sense because you can't knock anybody out with your fingers. Makes no sense.
I think he hurt it. I think he hurt his hand, and he was just still trying to use the glove as like make contact, slapping the glove into his face. And I've seen that happen before. I've seen people do that just to gain length on their punch, like their jab. I've seen guys
or to get it there quicker. Remember Andre Ward? Yeah, Andre Ward would always wrist shot guys. He wouldn't turn the punch over because it's quicker. He make contact.
Yeah, no, I'm not defending Wilder whatsoever. He's a cringy fucking. He's more of an idiot. He's just putting on a fucking act he doesn't know how to do. The headphones on was the best press conference he ever had. But he really is the kind of cringy little fucking insecure shitbag, cringy bullshit artist that would do something like that if he could get away with it. And if you go back to the first,
how do you think Ryo's gonna do against
No, guys, BDA is speaking of it.
I'm just saying, let's change topic, please. This is like...
What are you talking about, Bucho?
I said, who thinks, how you guys think Ryo's going to do against Colbert?
I think Chris Colbert's going to outbox him. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But guys, I was going to ask you, so remember my earlier... Guys, does anybody else, because I didn't hear everybody speaking earlier, does anybody else think there's going to be a controversial decision with tomorrow's main event?
It's very possible.
So. No.
It could be a draw.
I think somebody's going to get stopped.
I think it's going to be a knockout.
Yeah. I think it'll be a TKO.
I think it's possibly going to be a draw.
I think it's controversial. Benavidez, I think consensus Plant will win, but I think Benavidez will get the decision, which will lead to a rematch, like I was saying earlier.
I think Benavidez knocks out Plant.
I don't think so, bro.
He knocked Plant out flat. With a body shot.
Because the problem is that none of these guys have anybody else to fight after unless it's Andrade or Charlo who won't fight these two guys.
I think they'll make Andrade fight Benavidez. I think that's the only reason they brought him to PBC. Because
they used to talk about when's Benavidez fought Southpaw last? 4, 5, 6 fights ago, maybe? I don't know. I don't think that's a good fight for him. He needs to fight
Andrade. Andrade sucks, bro. It don't matter.
No, I know he sucks, but even still, he's a spoiler. Spoiler fights always hard.
True.
That's the
Canelo fight him.
Yeah, his style. He has a negative style.
Yeah, he's a spoiler.
It all depends too. It depends on how he fights. You know what I mean? If he goes out and he obviously starches Plant quick or just takes care of business the way he says he's gonna, it's gonna make people say, get on Plant Canelo about that fight.
Think you'll capitulate?
But it also has to do with the numbers he does too, because that's been a big thing with Canelo lately. He's getting tired. I mean, he knows he's kind of in a position. That was one thing he liked about Triple G. He knew that would automatically guarantee him pay better because, it is what it is. But he's always the guy to carry the promotion. Like, what do you go like? Say Andrade, that's the worst. No fan base. It's the whole. He could have put him in there against the fucking parking meter, and it would have been the same fucking outcome as far as retention and fan watching and buying pay-per-views.
I don't think it affects Canelo's money one way.
The better fight would be Morale, but that fight would not happen next. No way.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem with Andrade. He doesn't sell it all. Why would anybody want to fight him? He's kind of, you guys are already alluding to it, he's kind of a spoiler. I don't like his style. I don't like his style at all, personally. I just think he's incredibly negative. So if you think about that, fans don't like to watch him. You know, and why would anybody that has any kind of name recognition want to deal with that?
Because Canelo had no problem with him. He's got no power. He can't. All he is a bunch of like herky jerky, erratic movement.
I get that,
but he has no feet. He has no feet. And Canelo, listen, he fights whoever he wants, and if the money doesn't make a difference, it's just like Floyd. I mean, I'll give you Josecito Lopez. I'll give you fucking Ortiz. I'll give you Maidana twice. I'll give you some bullshit if it doesn't matter. If I get the same money, and I'll tell you something, he's gonna. As far as Benavidez goes, I think you'll have an easier time with Canelo than he's going to have against Plant. In other words, Canelo's not going to move like Plant or Graville. He's not going to. He's going to have to bang with Canelo. So
do you think? I
don't think it forces his hand whatsoever if Benavidez wins tomorrow.
What I mean by force his hand is what I mean by that is the fan pressure, and you know what I mean. There'll be more. Well, there'd be more people calling right now. It's not universally people calling for the Benavidez Canelo fight. A lot of people are saying, you know, fucking Bivol. A lot of people are saying fucking Charlo. But I think if he goes out there and washes Plant, then people say, and with pressure on him, and Canelo does kind of give in. Remember, it was the reason why he ended up taking that Triple G fight quicker than he wanted, even though he made him wait 18 months for the first fight. It was because Mexicans were getting on him, and he couldn't deal with that.
Does anybody going on? What? Does anybody here think that Caleb going win?
What's that?
Does
anybody have Caleb tomorrow? That's what he said.
No.
I think Caleb. So my prediction was Caleb will do well, but he'll lose on the cards.
Hey Jimmy, I got a question, man. What do you guys think? Do you think David Benavidez is gonna like not rehydrate so much since he's been keeping the weight down? I know since I've been losing weight, if I get a little bit off track because I eat a little bit too much, the next day I'm not weighing that much over because I'm used to keeping the weight down. So I'm thinking if this guy's fucking keeping the weight down, all of a sudden from one day to the other he's not gonna blow up, right? Because he's been keeping the weight down for more than a week or two.
Yeah, it wasn't doing good.
I knew Gonzalo was gonna somehow try to squeeze in the fact that he's been losing weight. You want to keep fronting with Gonzalo?
Well, it's because I'm basically the same weight as these dudes are fucking showing up like to the scales. 169. Well, they're 168. I'm 169.
Good for you, brother.
Don't go out, Jared from Subway, touching little kids now.
Does someone want to sacrifice themselves for Mirage to get on?
So I mean, 166. That's good. But I don't.
Hey, I'll sacrifice myself.
I'm out. 176, maybe 180 too much. He'll become a little bit sluggish, I think, you know.
Yeah. I think fucking hey fucking Bucho, did you guys hear what fucking Gervonta Davis said again? He reiterated that now he thinks he is the face of boxing, even though there's no metric you could use to get to that fucking conclusion. Also, he also said he was more skilled than Mike Tyson. Did you guys see that?
No,
that's pretty crazy.
Well, I'll say this though about him being this big star. That's obviously BS. But whether he's more skilled than Mike Tyson, I mean, look, was Mike Tyson really that skilled?
Yeah, he was in his prime. He was, yeah. He's fast as fuck.
Jimmy, you guys.
The peekaboo is not easy to master.
Yeah, no, he was fast as fuck. BBA. I'm really fast. Lightning quick for that kind of power, and he was a come forward destroyer.
Everything. It's like the highest level of fighting, man. Defense built into the offense.
We said did he say skilled or naturally talented?
Skilled.
Okay,
well, he has more skill because did you see what somebody asked Mike Tyson?
Yes.
Yes.
Let me say this. To me, skills means what you learn, right? Talent is what you're born with. Like if you're born with the reflex and all that. So I mean, skilled. I mean, Tyson was highly talented, but then he burned out. To me, you could make the argument that that's a skill. Being disciplined is something that you can.
We're talking about fighting skill. Why are you playing these games, BDA? We're talking about in-ring ability, not out the ring. He had amazing skill.
Well,
the combinations, the
counterpunching.
He was able to jab. He was able to jab. He was able to out jab guy. He was able to out jab.
You have so many skills that the combinations, the.
No, hang on. I just got to. Let me warm my shit up. He was able to out jab.
I'm just doing the jabbing guys. Because look, what's his name? He can actually punch going back. Mike Tyson, we never actually saw him punching, having to go on the back foot.
He just sits there waiting. He just goes on his back foot and waits to sniper.
I'm not saying that he's right. I'm not saying that Tank Davis is right. I'm just playing devil's advocate here and saying, maybe the issue is as black as white as the Tyson fans are making that to be.
What skill? He waits for openings. He just sits there waiting for openings.
I'm trying to get a word in edgewise here because I think it's something that people really do need to understand. Jimmy, what do you think about that?
I was talking. Wasn't I talking?
Well, I was going to say real quick, I agree with what you're saying, Miss BD. I think because his lack of activity, but also what hurts Davis too, it's easy to be the more skilled guy or even kind of show your skills at the level of competition he's been facing. I mean, let's be honest, dude. He's been carrying on that Cracker Jack box title for fucking 3 years. You know what I mean? The junior belt title and shit. He doesn't want to fight. I mean, he's at literally weight training I'm not really weight training, but drinking him down to 136 and doing a weight stipulation. Wait a minute, dude. You're the most skilled face boxing and you're doing that to a kid who's barely a fucking contender? Come on.
He was getting walked down by Rolly Romero, man. I'm talking about
That's true. He was getting hit with stupid shit by Rolly. He was getting hit with stupid shit by Rolly. So I don't
even this discussion is a joke. Let's get back to why are we talking about the real
business. But I agree with you, Jimmy, about that. I agree with you. I was just playing devil's advocate because I don't think
I know you were, dude. I know what you're saying.
I don't think it's black and white. But listen, as to him being the face of boxing, what do these guys think they're gonna gain by saying that? Because it just looks stupid.
Clout. Publicity. He wants publicity.
Yeah, but it's
well, I'd say at worst, BDA, you get him talking about it like you're doing now. Even though you don't agree with him, you're still talking about him.
Well, the thing, there's easy metrics. Just go to Google Trends. You'll see that his name, as far as boxes worldwide, isn't even in the top 10 looked up, and that's in shopping, images, fucking YouTube and all that. So he's not even in the top 10 in boxes looked up worldwide. So he's not the face of boxing. Even in the face of American boxing, yes, he can sell some tickets in certain urban areas, but he's had 5 pay-per-views. Only one has sold over 200,000. Bang.
It's easy to figure out. It's easier to figure out, dude. If you went to like a basketball game or a football game where there are other like Americans that watch sporting events, and you showed them people his picture, you're like, who is this guy? Nobody would know.
Well, he was in the crowd. If they put the camera on him, they put the camera in the crowd. They usually cheer, when they recognize the people. I don't think there'd be much for him.
And if he's so skilled, why is he not even top 10 pound for pound nowadays? We got other guys that are more skilled that are on the pound for pound list. Usyk and so forth.
We're going to see the real emerging face of boxing tomorrow night. That's the real fucking deal. There's a big crowd. You see the crowd. Everybody's talking about it. The town's buzzing. Tyson's there, backing his boy. That's the business. Forget about these Tank Davis and these motherfuckers.
It's just the only thing that sucks. It's a pay-per-view. That's just hurting him. It's just hurting him. And this fight should not be a pay-per-view. And it only hurts David because if this was on regular Showtime, it would have an ability for many more people to see it, way more eyes, thereby building up his brand. So they're only hurting this kid by putting this thing on pay-per-view.
I wish they still had Fox. Yeah. I heard earlier somebody said that Canelo would destroy Benavidez. I would have to disagree because.
Oh, who was that dumbass? Who was that? Let me ask.
I don't know, but
let me at him.
Well, I mean, y'all gotta keep in mind, bro. David Benavidez, his lead sparring partner at one point was a Bivol. So technically, his scene what Caleb plants like leaping left hook or things Canelo could do. So I'm pretty sure he'll be well prepared, man. I don't think he's gonna lose anything tomorrow or in the future, maybe.
Well,
I'd be interested to see how
Hold on, there's a super chat from. Hold on, Gonzalo, just quickly. Never saw where she says, "Let Mirage cook." We're letting Mirage cook, but go ahead, Gonzalo.
Yeah, but it works both ways. If Benavidez was sparring with Bivol, Bivol was also sparring with Benavidez, so Bivol's going to see everything that Benavidez was doing as well. It's not the same.
You've also got to remember, people age in sparring, not just in fights. So the harder sparring also ages you very quickly. But people don't realize that.
All sparring's not hard though. We can't like just sit there and think that like every time you get to a sparring session, like it's a fight to the death.
I'm talking specifically about saying higher level sparring makes you a better fighter. That's not always the case though.
Yeah,
is what's my point. Yeah.
Wait, some guys just don't take sparring as serious, and that's why I can't believe this new phase of leaking sparring video. That's just so ridiculous.
Yeah,
so ridiculous.
And you shouldn't be sparring guys that are way bigger than you all the time. I think I heard about that.
Yeah.
Well, think about it, brother. Zurdo worked Bivol. So came at the right time. You know what I mean? In the camp when he was more fresh than Bivol, and Bivol was working on certain things, his footwork. But if you would have watched the actual sparring, Zurdo absolutely got the better of him during the sparring in those 3 days. And Zurdo walked out of there, told everybody about it. That's why he was so confident. That's why he wanted to fight. But see the difference? All of a sudden, Bivol's like, okay, motherfucker, but this ain't sparring. And he schooled him. That was about as one way as it gets, which I kind of thought it was. I predicted it a one-way fight.
Yeah.
It went down like I thought.
Yeah, and when
Canelo... Yeah, go ahead, Gonzalo.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say...
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, for the Bivol fight, Canelo was sparring Frank Sanchez, and that did not help at all. Frank Sanchez is heavyweight. So you can't just talk about weights and level of sparring. That does not... That's a partial preparation. It's not like a fixed science. The better sparring partner makes you a better fighter. That's not true.
It's just what Timmy said. You're working on different things, man. If you go into a camp and you're just sitting there fighting the whole time, that's not going to help you.
Sparring is a waste of time.
You need to get yourself attacked. You need to get out of your comfort zone. That's the point of it.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. Sparring, you can't go in there acting like you know everything. You got to sit back and analyze what your opponent is doing, and maybe just sit back and allow him to do some things to understand how you're gonna. To find the entry points, to work on your angle, see how you're going to attack and so forth.
Yeah, right. And you set up scenarios too, right? Say like you're hurt, right? Like we used to do this when. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The whole thing of everyone knows it already, but the whole thing of picking fights based on this guy got the better of him in sparring. That's for the casuals. But go ahead, go ahead, Quartz.
Yep. No, that's okay. I lost my. What was I saying?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Guns. No, you go ahead.
And then, for example, in this case right now, like Benavidez was saying that he was sparring like 15 rounds and he was going through 4 sparring partners. The second spar, after sparring some guy for 4 rounds, you're going to be more tired, obviously, than the fresh guy that's going to step in to the second portion, to the next 4 rounds. So you got 4, 8, and 15 rounds total. You're gonna end up sparring 4 different guys, right? So you're gonna be more tired than.
Yeah, and that's the point of it, though. That's the point. Like when we used to train, when I used to train a little bit, we'd put towards the end of the sparring sessions, we'd make everybody get on the ropes and fight out there when you're exhausted. And as you just said, you have to fight somebody that's more fresher than you, and it's kind of to simulate if you're getting beat up. And you're supposed to do that kind of shit. You're supposed to put yourself in bad spots and fight out of it. That's the whole point of sparring.
So I heard Benavidez talking about he was beating Bivol up in sparring, and someone asked him a question: which number sparring partner was you in the rounds? He goes, number 5. I was like, of course. If you're the 5th sparring partner over a 15-round period, of course your opponent's gonna be fucking tired. What does that mean? You're the 5th sparring partner, so therefore, if you're the sparring partner of the main fighter,
don't make excuses, bro. Tired. Don't make excuses. We all know what happened.
Okay, Mirage. Okay, worry about you guys tomorrow.
By the way, we have a super chat from Earl Stevens. He says Tank Davis tickets can be purchased with EBT and concessions can be bought with W. I don't know what WIC is, but thank you for your contribution.
Jesus. I bet my cash. I'm ready to go.
The whole thing with Benavidez sparring Triple G and Kelly Pavlik when he was 15 years old, I know them guys weren't going full-fledged against David Benavidez, but the thing about that is when you're that young, you gain confidence and belief in yourself.
Did you see the
that just
footage
makes
of
you a
him
better
sparring
fighter.
Kelly Pavlik? Did you see that? That looked like going pretty hard to me. Kelly
Okay,
Pavlik.
well, that's even better. That's even better.
Do you reckon they pity
I'm
patter?
just saying.
They're not going to waste.
I'm just saying.
Obviously, obviously, they didn't go super hard when he was like just stepped in, but they build that up. They can see if the kid can take it, right? And then they build him up.
And the whole thing about Benavidez that he's a bum because he's been beating up on bums. Hey, the 68-pound hasn't been that stacked like these last few years for us to say, oh,
it's been awful for a long time.
It's very unfair.
It's getting better.
Why today? It's the same effect.
And the reason, and you know what? And if you lose against bums, you're a bum. If you beat bums, doesn't necessarily make you a bum because we don't know your ceiling.
Right.
If you got to beat him, you got to fuck him up. At least you got to destroy them.
You're right about that. If you get somebody that's not on your level, you're supposed to dispatch them and make them look like you need to give me somebody that's on my level. And he usually does do that. I try not to talk too much shit on Benavidez. The only knock I have is that they don't get him the fights he needs. That's it.
Yeah,
I don't really necessarily blame him for that.
You're right there. I think Benavidez's biggest problems. No, I agree. Benavidez has talent, but I think his biggest problem today has been the previous season. Just not they've not groomed him the right way to be at the level to be the best in the division. But I also agree that the division not been great since the Super 6 either at the same time. So it's a tough situation.
There was a fight last night that the 168-pound division looks like it might make a resurgence. We got Diego Pacheco, who fought a couple of weeks ago. And Billy fought last night. He looks. I mean, well, he got hurt twice in that fight.
Yeah,
but then Gongora was going to get him.
Yeah. I mean, he closed the show strong in there. I mean, who else? There's another 168-pounder. Well, Morel, maybe. How old is he? I think he's in his 30s. But
there's
he looks
two Russians coming up.
Did you see in Billy's bicep? That shit looks like permanently injured. It looks like it got cut in half.
The bicep slice, yeah.
It looked like he pulled it and never got it. Never went to the doctor and shit.
What is there a dent or something inside his bicep?
Yeah, like it looks like half of it's gone. Like it got pulled.
Well,
like
that's
down his arm.
yeah. That's usually because you separate your bicep. And it's a nasty injury. I've seen it happen in the gym. Yeah. The guy turns black and blue from his waist up to his chest, his neck down to his elbow. It actually goes up like a shade. When you pull a shade down, you let it go, and it flies up and spins around inside the doil. Literally, the bicep goes up to your shoulder, and even when they reattach it, it always has a cut in it. It's weird.
Damn. Yeah, that's probably what happened to him. It's kind of funny, Jimmy. My friend's actually just got done with that surgery, and he's been recovering for over a year. That's one of the
terrible injuries. Yeah.
Awful.
You can see that both ways with McBilly because he got hurt, but then he showed resilience, and it kind of showed us that he's got a great gas tank. He closed strong, but at the same time, Gongora was like I think you said, BDA. They was only trying to get him out of there with one punch. If he would have faced another fighter that showed a little bit more variation, he probably would have knocked out Christian McBilly out.
Yeah,
but
very basic, brawling sort of. I wasn't impressed. Good gas tank. That's about it. Decent power, but yeah.
So fight was last night.
Yeah, it was a good fight. Actually.
It was a barn burner.
Oh my god, I didn't even watch it.
I think he also because midway through the fight, I was thinking, I think Billy's benefiting from the fact that he's a 10-rounder as opposed to a 12-rounder. But then he was the one. He finally ended up getting Gongora. So if he would have had 2 extra rounds, he might have taken Gongora out. So I mean, listen, that gas tank, you can't buy that. I mean, that's either you train hard or you don't. And he's got both, but he needs to. This fucking guy, he kept ducking into that uppercut. He kept looking down like an amateur. I'm thinking, man, you got to fix that if you're gonna make it to the top of the division.
Hey, yo, BDA, I was hearing, I saw a comment. You were like, "Oh, this dude's good. This dude's undefeated." And then when I seen him in the first 2 rounds, I'm like, "Bro, this dude's kind of getting hit a lot." I'm talking about Billy. I'm like, I mean, is he young? Is like the dude young?
Oh, he's 27. He's 27. Not that young.
No, I don't think he'll. Yeah, I don't think he could keep up performing that too long.
David takes him out like in 5 rounds, bro. Like David Lemieux style.
That just goes to show you why you need to fight solid opposition to really gauge how good the guy is. Because I mean, he was fighting guys in Europe, here in Canada. His best opponent was Ronald Ellis. And that fight, I can't find it anywhere. It's not anywhere on the internet. He went 12 rounds with Ellis, I think. And now he
10
fights
rounds. It was
Gongora.
10 rounds. I was looking for that as
10
well.
rounds. Then he fights Gongora. Now Gongora had already taken out Akhmedov. So he's a guy that you don't want to put out any other undefeated guy in there because if you're not up to par, he's gonna take you out. So and Billy passed the test, but whether he passed it with flying colors, I don't think so.
Yeah, well, look forward to see I think there's some other guys. A lot of undefeated guys are coming up. There's two Russians. One of them's named Pavel something. It starts with his last name starts with an L. And there's another guy that the other one beat Uskatagi in his last fight. Yeah, Uskatagi's been taking a lot of L's, man.
Are the sanctioned boys or the WBC, are they ranking Russians again yet, or are they still fucking falling in line with the regime?
I don't know.
IBF doesn't even rank anybody anymore. Have you guys noticed that? The IBF rankings, like the number 1 and number 2 spots open, and they just put whoever they want in there?
Unless you fight for Eliminator. Unless you fight for Eliminator, that's the only time you're going to be ranked.
It's only WBA's ranking Russians, I believe.
Jesus, so stupid.
It doesn't make sense.
No.
Yeah. What about that kid from Kazakhstan, the Southpaw? Is he a 160 pounder or is he a 168er? You guys know what I'm talking about? Okay.
160.
All right. Yeah. He looks good.
Bro, who is this again?
I can't pronounce his name, man.
Makamanov. No, what the fuck is his name? Yeah, he's the one who wouldn't fight Triple G because he was his countryman.
Right, he's a southpaw though. He looks good.
Yeah,
Makhmadov.
Makhmadov, yes.
No, you're talking about the guy that fought freaking Bentley.
No, not Johnny Beck.
Oh, you're talking about 154?
Johnny Beck wants to fight Golovkin.
Oh, so you're talking about the guy that Gongora beat, Akhmedov, right?
No, that's Akhmedov.
Akhmedov, yeah.
I think it's Akhmedov. No. That's right.
No, it's Makhmadov.
Makhmadov.
Yeah. I mean, I might be wrong, but I think they're two different guys, right?
I can't. I'll be honest with you. I can't keep the Russian names straight. They all sound the same to me. I get them all confused.
It was Akhmedov. The guy he beat, the undefeated guy he beat on the zone, that was Akhmedov.
Yeah, we're talking about Makhmadov, right? Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. Maybe
no, you're talking. There's someone named that in the 154 division. I think you're talking about Get something Kurbanov
or Makhmadaliev. Maybe Makhmadaliev. Maybe is that how you pronounce it? Or maybe I'm pronouncing it.
That's the 122.
Beat the undefeated Akhmedov, and he couldn't get it past Mbili. But hey, Diego Pacheco's the other guy too in there, 6 feet.
Oh yeah,
4, I think. 6'4" tall. I mean, geez, Louise, that's a. What's it? These Mexicans, I don't know what they're getting fed now, but they're growing tall, man. They should be playing basketball.
Everybody's getting bigger, man.
No, but I don't think you're saying that division long, Pacheco, because he's super skinny in that division right now.
Yeah, he looks too weak. Yeah, I noticed that as well. Really.
You could tell people are getting bigger just from the steroids and the food. It seems like every generation just gets taller.
Bro, it's the GMO.
Go ahead.
It's the GMO in the food.
Yeah. Everybody's just naturally getting bigger from over the years, It's kind of true.
Hey,
Raj, how much would you pay for one of Benavidez's cornrows after the fight? Cash. If I could arrange it.
No comment.
Sweaty and everything.
Yeah. So if Benavidez shaves his hair tomorrow, we know it's a bit suspect.
Right? All right.
I saw the weigh-in just before. Like, what do you guys think? He looks very sort of dry.
Yeah, he looks super gaunt.
He cut too much weight too. It's usually not good when you come in.
Did you lose your heart on, Mirage? No.
I'm so positive, but I don't like changing shit up. He changed all this stuff up. I don't know. Like, it's a bit of a
Mirage had a weight drain hard on.
Fuck you, Mirage. You know yourself, fucking cocksucking Anglo.
Who is that?
I mean, are you trying to
Boca?
Yeah, was he trying to prove a point on the field? Was he trying to show the world, hey man, because that pressure that Plan was speaking about, like, hey man, you're a fat dude. You never show up on weight or whatnot. That's the reason he showed up at 166.5.
Plant came in at 67. You saw that? Plant came in low too. He overshot too.
67.5, I think. Plan.
Yeah, usually cutting out like another extra pound or two. That's a lot of weight, especially once you start getting to your
So why would
threshold.
he come in under? I mean,
I don't think he did it on purpose. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think he did it on purpose. I think it was a bad weight cut. That happens when you dehydrate too much. They probably left him in too long. What in the sauna, or if they had him in the bathtub trying to sweat out, they probably left him in too long.
The bath salts.
Yeah, you can gain fucking 10 pounds in water too. A lot of it could just be water. He could have just fucking took a big piss. You know what I mean? Before he went out there. I mean, it's if he was under like 3, 4, 5 pounds under, I'd be worried.
A drop of water. Fuck you.
Hey, Gonzalo, I heard you talking some shit the other day on the stream. Are you there? But let me just press Gonzalo a little bit.
Oh, come on, man.
Gonzalo, are you there?
I'll tell this about you,
what's
Gonzalo.
up?
You haven't joined my Discord server yet.
He's not here. He's lucky.
Shut the fuck up, Mirage. Gonzalo would knock you out instantly in the first round. If you took nothing but just nonstop Winstrol and Trenbolone and HGH full 1,000 milligrams for a fucking month, you would still get knocked the fuck out.
All right, guys.
So, what do you guys think about the Canelo versus Ryder fight? I was surprised at your pay-per-view.
I'm not excited at all, man. I honestly think Canelo should have been getting better and better and better fights, and here he is fighting this. Basically a club fighter. This guy's a fucking club fighter, and he's below him.
But he's the number 5 ranked fighter in the world. I mean,
give a fuck about this.
Yeah, he shouldn't. He shouldn't. He's not a fucking contender. He shouldn't. I don't know how he got in there.
Jake Paul's
it must be. It must be
these days. Doesn't take.
Yeah, it doesn't mean shit, man.
The fight actually being on the pay-per-view made me get rid of DAZN. I actually canceled. I was so pissed that because when I found it was on pay-per-view, I was pissed. That infuriated me because you double up in cost. Yeah, and because you guys signed that big deal with the NFL, you know what I mean, spent all that money, you gotta fucking make us pay for it. So I was furious about that for the level of competition he was fighting. But I'm not gonna get on the dude who's accomplished more than all the other fighters in boxing combined. You know what I mean? I can't say, dude, you're gonna fight him when he just unified 168 in 11 months, and then you look just over his body of work. I mean, especially like
your body of work.
What?
You sound like Elmer Fudd.
So like, dude, you come on here, you talk like a fucking meathead.
Wow, BDA, you got Elmer Fudd as a moderator.
Okay, there you go, dude. You're fucking Elmer Fudd as a moderator, dude. What are you, fucking 16?
Jimmy, this champ, he's rude.
Don't do that.
You're like Rocky's trainer if he never retired.
Can I say something here? Can I say, hey, let me interject. Can you guys, because I got a place, because Focus keeps harping on about Furioso this, Furioso that. Let me
ban him.
Hold on. Can you guys hear what I'm playing here? Just I want to make sure you can hear what's playing on my computer. Can you hear the?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Now I told you I was going to contact the board of directors, and I did it. My attorney Rachel Shapiro, because I don't want to have to go through. It's a long story. I don't want to contact them. We're having a little friction right now. So I contacted Rachel Shapiro. He contacted them, and he recorded this message for you in regards to the Furioso situation. All right, so have a game.
Right.
Shalom. Unfortunately, it would be highly unethical to ban someone because they married an English woman. You can always file an appeal under Section 3.4 of the BDA Judicial
Code. Shut the fuck up, you fucking faggot! No, get the fuck out. It is ethical. It is completely fucking ethical. He's fucking Portuguese. Furioso is Portuguese, and he had 2 half-blood kids. 2 half-blood kids. I don't care about this fucking kike Hollywood actor you fucking got, dude.
Shut the fuck up.
As a fucking Mexicano, you should be fucking holding all the members of your server fucking accountable for the fucking actions they do. And you know what? It's not acceptable to have Latinos out here marrying fucking foreigners. It's not acceptable. And having kids with them.
Listen,
that's a double whammy. He married an English woman and had kids.
Legally, I have to keep playing the message. All right, legally, I have to do it. We can get sued. So
fucking bullshit, dude. BDA, you're cuck.
Hold on. Let me continue playing.
This is cuckery, BDA. This is cuckery.
Let me continue playing it.
Yeah, listen again, Creep.
Yeah, I gotta. Don't make me replay all of it.
Under Section 3.4 of the BDA Judicial Code. Other than that, you're going to have to stop being a faggot and accept life.
Oh well, listen. That's
well, you can't do that. One thing at a
Fuck you,
time.
man.
Baby steps.
I've never been a
Yeah,
fucking
is that-
faggot once for you.
Hey, BDA,
You
is
got a
that an
faggot your
app? Like,
entire
is that
life.
an app?
Listen to you.
An AI voice or something?
Yeah, it's a fucking AI
right?
voice.
Yeah, that's Rayful Shapiro is not real. He's I'm just making him up. I've never met him. He didn't save my life back in California in '99. I'm just making all that shit up. Yeah.
Oh, it was
BDA,
Ray Shapiro. I didn't know
you
didn't
cucked
say
out.
you didn't say it was Ray. I didn't know it was Ray. I thought it was like
I did say
a
it was
computer.
Ray. I
bug.
did say. I
Oh,
said it from
I
the beginning. This is
I didn't hear you say Ray Shapiro.
Well, it's
Rayful.
But
he also
yeah,
avoided counsel. He also disregarded his advice about adopting chimps because Raphael, I'm sure, told you about that lady in Ohio that they got her face ripped off by that pet chimp. And here
That
we
was
are
horrible.
taking one on the panel. We got one on the panel now.
No shit.
You know,
come
right
on,
here.
Yeah, fuck off.
We haven't learned our lesson yet.
Are you calling me a chimp, Skillbender?
Maybe. No.
Look how smart you are.
Foca for sure.
Sober enough. Dude, you're fuck you. You're the chimp here.
He's a creepy little chimp.
I got a question.
What
How would
happened?
you
Did
how
you
would
say
you
fuck
rank?
me?
Yeah, I got a question. How would you rank this these 3 months in boxing? The
No,
first
fuck
year.
this, BDA. You want to hang around with these people who fucking mix with foreigners? You do fucking you, dude. Fuck you. I'll never be on your garbage
Go
shit
swing
again.
from a tree.
Eat
South
shit,
Jersey,
nigger.
Foca?
Swing
Eat
from a
shit,
tree.
nigger.
You ever been
Go
to South
swing from a
Jersey?
tree. You knuckle
You got a
dragging
South
piece of
Jersey
trash.
accent.
Get out of here.
Talking to baby, bro.
What the fuck?
You know, he hates
Stop
Wad
that
Repit
bitch.
too. Now he hates Wad Repit too as well because he didn't ban Furioso. So he wants to be the next Johnny Boy. Just go on everyone's panel and tell them and dictate the terms of who can be on, who can be.
that?
Come on.
Who was that?
Spaz. Some
That's the
spaz.
autistic kid
It
on
was,
the Discord.
That was Foca.
What's his name?
That was Foca Arpa.
I thought that was my compatriot in arms, Foca Arpa.
Oh boy.
I think he told me fuck you though.
Hey, Foca. Listen, I want you to relax, and I want you to go upstairs and to the kitchen and make a shotgun sandwich. And take a bite and pull the trigger. Do it
Buckshot.
upstairs. See you later, buddy.
Buckshot sandwich.
Yeah.
Shit, how the fuck did you get to 23,000 subscribers without him?
Well, I mean, listen, that's a good question, but the other thing is, people are in case anybody's not familiar with Foca, don't worry too much about whether he's gone for good. Because he gets into fights with people, but then 2 weeks later he asks you to rejoin his Discord. So it's all good. It's just he's quite a character. Just put it that way. Don't take don't take it too seriously. Is what I'm saying.
He's cool, man. He's cool.
Bucho, is this same weirdo who was like simping Wilder earlier? Is that the same guy?
He's not a weirdo. He's not as weird as the Wilder fans who say that Fury's gloves are loaded.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. That guy's way
Form,
weird.
boys. X8 form.
Hey, you guys. Hey, I'm excited for the undercard fights, man. Those I know probably you guys don't want to talk about it like too much, but I mean, because
Actually, I am. I'm excited.
they're pretty good, man.
Jesus Ramos. I'm really looking forward to him fighting.
No, I just noticed, Mr. BDA. I still, because I'm at that age, I still treat the internet like I'm not going to say nothing to any of you guys that I wouldn't say to you on the street, in the face. People like that will come on and fuck you, I'm a fuck, you're a pussy, you're a faggot, dropping N-bombs. And in my face, the motherfucker be looking at the tops of his shoes, mumbling. Well,
Maybe stuck on pavement.
Gary fucking teed. He come and fucking sit down, come around fucking people I hang with, and he wouldn't say boo. Boo.
No, you can tell. You can tell he's a little boy.
He gets knocked out before it even begins.
Yeah, keep
Well,
it
Is that right, Jimmy?
Listen, I like Foca. I don't like what he's.
watch your mouth.
Hold on. Let me just finish, please. I like Foca. I don't like what he said to Jimmy, but it's when you're dealing with talent like this, like you guys. That's what I call you guys, talent. That talent. You gotta know how to match people together. And there's some people that are just incompatible, like Jimmy and Foca. They're not compatible. So I've been trying to keep them away from each other. But this is an open lines podcast, so anybody can join. Sometimes it happens. People cross each other, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
I have no idea. We don't want to bring aggression, but
there's a saying of BDA about dealing with people. You got to know who to press and who to finesse. You know.
Exactly.
What, Al Heyman, right? He's the master of finesse, right?
Yeah.
And I have no problem. You want to be a passionate dude. You want to get in there and debate hard, fucking get heated and shit, whatever, man. But to come on with like fucking mocking the way somebody says a word, like really, that's debate. That's just childish bullshit, man.
Yeah, and
that's all.
Listen, people do the same thing to him when
I tried to warn you, Jimmy.
Spanish.
Go figure.
He tries to speak when he tries to speak Spanish. People make fun of him, and then he makes fun. I mean, listen, it's Foca. Don't try to overanalyze it. It's Foca. That's what I'm saying.
If anybody wants to drop, let what's his name, K-Dog in.
Oh God, fuck no.
Kevin.
I'll do it. I'll drop off.
You want B? You want me to get off?
No, Jimmy.
No, Jimmy.
No.
You know, so so you guys also know that what's his name? Jose Ramirez is also fighting Saturday, but you know it's not really that big of a fight.
Right. They're just getting him back on
Ramirez
track.
is a good fighter, man. He's a good fighter.
They're just getting him back on track.
Yep, he's just getting back on track. He's been out for almost a year. Yeah, he's been out for a year.
He's been out too long,
man. He has a good fan base. They just need to like rebuild his brand and shit. You know, that's what they're doing.
Funny, he was the talented of the two brothers too, Jose. He was the fucking in the amateurs. He was a prodigy, they called him, because at 16 he was like, I think he won the Golden Gloves. He was really talented.
No, this is
kid.
Jose Ramirez.
Ramirez. I thought you said Benavidez. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, nobody's mentioned anything about that fight though, Jimmy. I didn't even know he was fighting either. Oh, I did, but I forgot.
Me too. I keep on forgetting. Like every time I check the boxer, I'm like, wait, he's fighting. It's like this
I think
whole.
he got married, and then he ducked. Who did he duck? He ducked
Regis.
Fucking ducked somebody. Yeah, Regis. Then he got married, then changed opponents to Comey. I mean, Comey's coming off a drop, but yeah, he hasn't fought like in a year. I think he shot, in my opinion, for some reason. I'm not saying that I'm right.
Yeah. Didn't you mention that example, Gonzalo, of some guy you hit in Tijuana, and then he got all fucked up and he became a bum?
Yeah, he got the look in the eye, like I don't know, like he's a shell of himself, in my opinion. Then on Facebook, like
I wouldn't say Jose Ramirez lowballed. I mean, Doug Prograis, bro, he got lowballed on the negotiations.
No, he wanted more.
That's because the sanctioning bodies were fucking controlling the percentage of the negotiation, obviously. But the thing about Jose Ramirez is he needs money right now, bro, and he was already a champion and unified champion actually.
So he can make money, man. He has a good following.
Money fights, bro. He needs money
he
fights,
can get
bro.
it. They need to build him back up, though.
Prograis is not a money fight, bro, and that's why he was like, "Fuck this," I'm getting lowballed.
After he lost to Josh Taylor, he was like a little dejected and he was drinking a lot. I was watching his videos on Facebook.
What? You serious?
Yeah.
Prograis back on his game. He's coming off a win.
I think. I'll be honest with you. I think Prograis would be a great win for him if he could figure that out. I know you guys don't think he's that well known, but he's well known to us. So like if Ramirez were to figure out to take out Prograis, that's an excellent win.
Yeah,
that puts him.
I mean, he's a top dog right now.
Yeah, my point.
Exactly. Doesn't matter how well known he is.
It's too further in his career to be getting lowballed in this stage, bro. Right now, he's about the money.
I get it, but he's coming off a couple losses though, and he just needs to get back in the driver's seat, and that's how he could take control. That's all I'm saying.
Just one loss, but I get it. He's not the champion right now. Regis is, and he had a pretty good performance, and I think that he should get to call the shots. Once you beat Regis, I think you're back in their position. It's just one big.
That's fine and shit, but I mean, if a dude is getting lowballed and he doesn't accept it because there's only certain fights that are left in his career, then it is what it is. He's not gonna make the money.
It just doesn't work out. Yeah.
Yeah. He seems like
I would understand it if Jose Ramirez had never been champion and he really needed a belt to prove himself and all this shit, but that's not his case anymore.
I don't think it's so much needing the belt. It's more just taking out the guy that's ahead of him, kind of stuff. If he has the belt, I don't think that matters so much. But if he wants to get back to where he was, you have to take out the top guys, So I don't mind him taking a tune-up. You need to get yourself recalibrated and all that good shit. But after that, he should be looking forward.
Yeah, he pretty much got exposed by old man Postal. Postal exposed him. Got robbed that fight.
Yeah, I haven't even
thinking.
seen that fight, but a lot of people thought that Postal won. I haven't seen.
You know what it
yet.
is with Ramirez, dude? He has a lot of wasted energy. I don't know what he's doing, but he bounces around a lot, and he's like implying feints that are too far away to like really make the guy honor them. Like I forget what fight I was watching with him. He bounced around so much he wore himself out.
Unnecessary athleticism.
Yep.
Unnecessary movement. Period. Yeah, that'll get you tired.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's supposed to beat Comey because Comey is not really a 140 pounder. He's really coming up, and I know he fought Pedraza at 140, and it was a draw. So and the thing is, Pedraza comes from what? From 130.
130, yeah.
130.
So I mean, he's not a fucking natural super lightweight either, as opposed to Jose Ramirez, who's 5'10 or 5'9. He belongs at 140, or you could say he could fight at 147 as well.
You know, I think he's looking for that Teofimo fight. If Teofimo can beat Josh Taylor, that's the fight that top ranking that Jose was trying to get.
That'd be a better fight for him.
He should be able to handle Comey, bro.
publicity.
That's my opinion on that fight.
He's gonna bring it though. Comey's pretty good though. He's gonna bring it.
He's not bad. Yeah, Comey's a fighter, dude. He's hittable. That's his biggest problem. You can touch Comey, but you're right. He comes to fight.
Super chat here from Nicholas. He says Jake Paul versus David Benavidez at light heavyweight. That's not funny.
Run that shit.
Yo.
I watch it so I could watch Jake Paul get ended. How about that?
Yeah.
Do Jake Paul versus Beterbiev.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
Did you
I'd watch that.
Do you want me to bring the casket next to the ring so all we got to do is roll him in there?
I'll pay for the casket.
Shit.
Hey yo, who do y'all think gonna win? Who y'all think gonna win between Tank and Garcia?
Tank and 5?
I think Tank's gonna take it.
I think I have a draw for that fight. I think they're gonna do it again. I think they'll give enough.
Me personally,
I think I'm the only one that picked that for that was weeks ago when we called that out. But I'm calling a draw just for. I think Ryan's going to really back away from him for a bit, and then he's going to press, and then we're going to see the fight go back and forth a little bit. You'll see Ryan on the back foot in the you'll see Ryan the back foot in the beginning, and then you'll see him try to press it. I think in the end. Versus,
you see, they say about Tank that he likes to download the information. That he's real like calculating. He's patient. Then after he gets all that information, then he knocks you out. Well, with Ryan. The thing is, he's a power puncher too. You can't sit on your laurels and fucking kick back and wait because you're not even gonna make it that far. Ryan's gonna knock you out. If you're gonna be like ambivalent about the way you attack, dude, Ryan Garcia's fucking explosive as well. He's gonna knock you out. You gotta go in there and fight just to fire with fire. Yeah, because if you say, I'm gonna download the information. Tank's he's an intelligent fighter. Nah, dude, he's been guys that don't punch like Ryan. You can do that against those guys, but Ryan, you can't do that. That's what's gonna end early if he does that.
I'm gonna tell you guys what. I was looking at the Caleb Plant, man. He's got all the stars behind him. He's got all the squad members, like a Devin Haney, Andre Ward, Shakur Stevenson, Swift, Spence.
Yeah, none of those are stars, bro. They're just bums that are out there, bro. But hey,
stars of the sport. Stars of the sport.
To be a star, you need to sell 1 million pay-per-view or some shit, bro. Not just fucking.
To be a star, you gotta be Jose Ramirez.
Hey yo, but the way I see it is like I me personally, I would pick Ryan to win the fight, right? Just because I believe that the good big man always beats the good little man. However,
yeah, he is he can't take his time with Ryan. People say, Tank likes to take his time. You can't take your time when you're facing a power puncher.
That's what I was saying earlier, Gons. I think Ryan's gonna lay back on him, and then when Tank realizes he's lost 5 out of the 6, the first half of the fight, he's lost 5 out of the 6 rounds. He's gonna have to start pressing, and that's where a mistake could be made. I kind of think they'll negate each other.
What I'm saying is, Tank Davis can't take his time because he's getting known for that. A fighter that's patient takes his time until he downloads the information. Because Ryan's going to go there to knock you out. Remember, he's been getting early stoppages against Fonseca, Romero Duno, with a Lilith hook. the most closest hand to the opponent.
You're using them as a
Oh,
measuring
well,
stick.
the reason that I'm doing this comparison is because Ryan hits hard as opposed to all of Tank's prior opponents who were smaller. They don't crack. With those guys, he could take his time and sit back and allow for himself to like gather the information to like, okay, I'm gonna kick back, I'm gonna set a trap for you. But with Ryan, you can't kick back and wait to set a trap later on because you might not even make it that far. Because this is just coming fresh with fresh speed and power and combinations to knock you out.
I agree.
But you do realize
I'm not doing triangle theory. I'm not using the measure. I'm just saying that speed and power on Ryan's behalf and the early part of the fight's gonna be there to where Tank can't just kick back and just allow himself to download the information. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he does, but when have you ever seen Ryan set something up? When have you ever seen him set something up?
He set Campbell up. If you really watch how he knocked Campbell out, he set Campbell up.
No, but I'm not. But I'm not saying that Ryan has to set anything up.
When doesn't he set anybody up?
No, hold on.
These motherfuckers aren't even watching the Ryan fight. How is he getting those KOs without setting them up, bro? You know, how did he KO Duno not setting him up? How did he KO fucking Fortuna not setting him up?
No. Never mind the setup. A quick left hook, you don't have to fucking set it up. It comes off the fly, dude. You don't even have to think about it. Ryan can catch you like that early. Not everything is setting him a fucking punch, dude. All you gotta do is let your hand go and you can clip somebody, dude. That's what Ryan's doing.
He does set up punches, though. He does.
Well, he does set up him as well. Obviously, it's not all or nothing.
Let me tell you, he blasted him with left hook.
I don't see Ryan wild punching like the narrative that you guys are trying to push. Where he's
no.
There's
no narrative here. I'm just telling you, dude. That's the lead hand. The trail hand's the one you turn over that you gotta basically like disguise behind your lead hand, right? I'm telling you, no, I was referring to Tank Davis. Tank Davis. If he's gonna go in there and kick back and wait till he gets the perfect shot, Ryan Garcia's gonna go in there and try to knock you out from the beginning because he's quick, dude. He's not gonna sit back and take his time. He's gonna go out there and knock you out.
You're into that.
Yeah, can I speak? Because
Ryan's gonna spark him, man. Ryan's gonna spark him.
Yeah, but Ryan ain't gonna sit there and outbox him. He's not gonna sit there and gather up points like the other fighters did. He's gonna be looking for the one shot like Tank does.
Why couldn't he do that? He's a lot taller. He's way longer. He has the power to back Tank off when he gets.
He doesn't jab and he doesn't box. He's a knockout artist.
He doesn't know how to use his attributes to anybody. He's never worked around a jab. He's never worked around anything. He goes in there and he fucking hopes for the fucking left hand to land. That's all he was saying during the press conference. Oh, you better hope I don't land this left hand, or you better hope I don't land this left hand to the body. Man,
well, what do you think Tank's thinking? Tank only knocks people out with
Tank only has an uppercut, bro. Tank only has an uppercut, and when fucking Pitbull Cruz kept blocking that uppercut, he couldn't fucking finish that motherfucker, bro. Because all you have to do is avoid the uppercut with fucking Tank, bro.
You think Tank only has an uppercut? You're watching the wrong.
He has an overhand left and an uppercut.
Yeah, and if you think fucking Ryan only has a left hook, then you're watching the wrong fucking fight.
Go watch his Instagram.
In my place.
How often do you see Tank Davis land his right hook on other fighters? He doesn't use it a whole lot.
No, he doesn't use it a lot, but it's good. It's a good punch. It's a good punch.
Guys, 1 second. So when somebody says, go and look at the Instagram clips to show a fighter's best punches, that just ends the argument, because why would a fighter show his best punches on Instagram? That makes no fucking sense.
Right resume right there.
You got the South African or you got the New Zealander? Where you from?
What?
Where are you from?
Don't worry about where I'm from, Polish Kevin.
What does that have to do with anything?
I want that accent. I like that accent.
Hey, yo, but look, somebody said earlier, right? Somebody said that Ryan Garcia don't set nothing up, right? Let me put it to you like this, man.
No, my boy's from England. He's a good dude, Kev.
Yeah, well, look. I don't know if anyone's seen his last fight against Fortuna.
Yeah,
right?
your boy's fucking blind, bro.
Okay, look, then the left hook knockout that he gave Fortuna, he threw a right hand, right, so Fortuna could slip, right. That's the same thing that how Rolly caught what's his name, Romero. So Ryan Garcia threw that.
But when you're blind, you can't see that shit, bro.
Well, he already knows it's coming. He already knows the counter is coming, so he'll counter you first with the left hook. Come on, bro. It's the same thing he caught Fortuna with, which he probably would catch Tank with. Let's be realistic now.
What's your point there, Tank? Like, you don't think Ryan can land a shot on?
I think he's saying the opposite.
Yeah.
Oh.
The
kid because I just said the guy from the UK is a good dude. He is a good guy. He's not a bad guy at all. But and somebody said, well, your friend or your boy, and then he said something.
I'm telling you, he's blind, bro. He's blind. If you think fucking Ryan isn't setting shit up, bro, you gotta be fucking blind.
No.
Let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something. I know people that were at the fucking Ryan Garcia fight, and they didn't see the punch that he knocked out Fortuna with it. They were thinking it was.
Who did he fight? Who did he fight?
And then
I think he was saying that he was going to punch him.
Sometimes I go back and rewind that shit, bro. And I rewinded. I put that shit in slow motion, and the punch that Ryan finished Fortuna with did land fucking clean, bro. I made sure it wasn't fucking. Jimmy,
he's not talking about me. He's talking about somebody else. Jimmy, talking about somebody else.
I got a question.
In television, you only get like to the naked eye. In television, basically what TV is like 40 frames per second, I think, or however many it may be. It's like a bunch of sheets of paper stuck together. When you see it in fucking TV, you're only gonna appreciate what your eye can capture. But in live, if you weren't paying attention, you were gonna miss it too. But if you were and you saw it, you could see things in person that you cannot see through the TV. That's the reason.
Elon Musk over here. Elon Musk over here. I got a question. Is Tank Davis? Is he going to be open? Is that body shot going to be open? Cause he's not tall and rangy like the English dude he knocked out with the body shot. So I just don't see him being open as much as previous opponents.
Tank has wide elbows. If you look at his stunts, his elbows are very wide. So he's
shorter in stature. It's a little bit harder to. He got a short torso. It's not as open.
No, I know, but his stance is wider in terms of his arm placement.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He might curl. He might curl up into a little ball against the ropes, and he might protect the body well, and even the chin. But then he's gonna be open for an overhand shot to like the temple.
Yeah,
on the top of the head.
I think it's gonna be uppercuts because he gets really low.
If you look at Tank here, when he kind of curls over, his arms go very wide, which is always a natural. Naturally means that's not his natural fighting stance because he's moving his arms wide, to hold his fists close to his face. So that means he's protecting his face.
He's gonna curl over. And when he caught Romero Duno, he caught him on the top of the head. That's a punch that threw off his equilibrium. I think Tank's got a tough head too. He's got like a little helmet head, and like you said, lower center of gravity covers the body's not exposed or anything. But he's gonna get hit somewhere.
I think it'll be
the question. Has Tank Davis ever been hurt? Has he ever been rocked, do the chicken leg? No. I've never seen it.
He was buzzed a little. He was buzzed a little by Isaac Cruz. Yeah, he had him buzzed a little.
Yeah, Pitbull Cruz
buzzed and hurt is different though, because the
only person that's gonna give Tank problems is Shakur. That's it. Nobody else.
He already had problems with.
No,
he already had problems with a little Mexican guy. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Prograde would probably give Tank problems. It's almost like Pitbull doesn't exist to these people, bro. It's crazy, bro. Yeah. No, but Prograde. There's already a reference of a guy that gave fucking Tank Davis trouble, and he refuses to admit it when it was Pitbull, bro. A lot of people think Pitbull won. Some people think it was a draw.
You have to understand. No, I feel like I feel like Pitbull won the fight. I'm not discrediting anything, but I'm saying the person that will school and completely give problems to Tank is Shakur. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm not denying anything that Pitbull has done or what Brian's gonna do. No, the only person that's gonna flat out school, like no ifs, ands about the.
I don't agree with that at all. There's actually ifs and ands.
I think Tank has a good chance of knocking him out.
I respect your take and shit. I just disagree with it, bro. Yeah, there's multiple people at 140. He would probably knock Tank out. So I don't agree with you at all.
And at 135, at 130 and at 135, he avoided Lomachenko like child support payments for 5 years.
I remember this fight's at 136, 137. So that means it's a 140 fight. At 140, Tank's not going to win any titles against any elite fighter. No way.
Yeah, but do you guys find it strange? Do you guys find it strange that we're calling a 135-pounder a tank? He's Tank. Tank this, Tank that.
He's built like a tank because yeah, he's got a gallon neck. He's he's just built like a little tank. Although he's got skinny legs, but
built like a little hobbit man. He's the hobbit man.
Fucking God
He's a
gnome.
beast. He's a beast.
He need to work on his conditioning because before he was training in the Mayweather gym, the high desert, the temperature there, it's going to be the same as, I don't know, they got air conditioner and everything. But what I'm saying is, I don't know where the fuck he's training now. That maybe that might hurt him.
Well, they kicked him out of Mayweather's gym. Did you hear about that? He went to show up. He showed up at Mayweather's gym in Vegas, and they booted him out.
Why?
What the heck? Dude, psychologically too, that's gonna affect him, right?
Yeah, because remember he went live. They said, because Ellaby showed up at the last press conference with the beard and shit. Of course, always saying stupid shit. But then they were like, "Oh, is the relationship better? Yeah, we'll always be friends. You'll always be, coming to our place to train." And then Tank actually said, "In fact, my last few weeks, I'm going to be holding my camp at Mayweather's gym." And I guess he showed up with his team, his sparring partners, everybody. Mayweather fucking called, said, "Get him out," and they told him, "Get out." And he went on social media, tweeted about it, and then deleted it immediately, like he always does. He was angry. I don't blame him, but he was pissed.
Yeah, you're right. He was, Jimmy. Mirage, what odds would you give me for Plant dropping Benavidez tomorrow? What's your odds?
Somebody bet him 700 balloons.
I don't know where Mirage is. Is Mirage still there? Mirage.
He has a $700 bet. Yeah, he has a $700 bet with somebody on fucking Ring IQ's panel. $700.
Oh, wow, really? Okay.
I think he passed out.
I don't see
Plant will drop
winning that fight, bro. I don't see Plant winning that fight. I don't see how he can.
No, I agree. I think Plant will lose, but I think Plant will drop Benavidez.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody gets his feet crossed up, because that's Benavidez's problem. Sometimes he gets laser focused, and he'll like want to come knock you out so bad he'll get his feet crossed. And if you get caught at the right time, you can get a flash knockdown. I think Cheddar Bob has enough in him to fucking do that, but.
Anything can happen in a fight. Anybody can get.
Yeah, then he gets up and fight to be more pissed. I'm not saying it hurt him. I'm just saying off balance.
It's the speed and the shots that you don't see coming that knock you down. Because look, Benavidez, he's fought Romero Angulo, heavy-handed dude, South American. He punches hard as fuck. But those punches, you see them coming. He's able to deal with that. I'm saying he got a good chin for what I'm saying. The ones you don't see coming, like you said, Jamie, catch you off balance. He might get caught sleeping. That's the reason that he said he might get dropped once, but not 2 times. Because after he gets dropped and gets up, he's gonna make the corrections not to slip up.
Yeah, so I agree. I agree, Gonzalo.
Yeah.
So I think Plant will drop in because I think Benavidez punches they start from very wide, very wide, like starting positions. So I think Benavidez will get dropped, but I think he'll win the fight ultimately.
I'm not sure that he will. I'm just saying that's
what's the scientific formula? MC squared.
No, that's E. That's MC squared. Is a scientific formula.
Power or what?
What is this? Force plus acceleration or some shit.
Yep. Something like that.
Yeah, force times mass.
That's velocity.
Something like that.
Say times mass.
Times mass.
Force times mass.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're not prepared, you're not thinking that you're not expecting the shot because you don't see it. Yeah, that'll drop you. That can drop you.
It's gonna be a question of
you need to get
stamina
to get dropped.
Stamina
accuracy
versus
counts.
Yeah. Gonzalo, what were you saying some shit about Caleb going the distance?
I don't care. I'm not in right now. Not right now.
I'm scared. All right,
I just woke up. I want to have a good day. I want to have a positive day.
Thing about David Benavidez, he's not ripped. He's not shredded and stuff. But that's why he's such a good gas tank. That's why he can throw these massive combinations to keep coming forward.
Yeah, but he doesn't have muscle. He's skinny.
He's only getting heavier. No, but Benavidez
he's got that quick twitch, so he doesn't have the stamina. So
but Kevin, Benavidez is only gonna get heavier now naturally. in terms of
He
his
needs skinny shoulders too. You have to understand if you have a skinny frame like that, you can get shots off a lot quicker than guys that have wide shoulders because you don't have to punch across your body.
Hey, Benavidez, I noticed that, right? He doesn't have like real wide shoulders.
Yeah,
he's skinny. If you don't look at Canelo versus Benavidez, like Canelo's almost twice as wide as him. And if you look at the difference in hand speed, it's because Canelo has to go all the way across his body. He has a lot of muscle. Benavidez is the exact opposite. He's lanky. He's quick. He has narrow shoulders, so when he goes to throw his cross, it's easy to turn that over.
Yeah,
it's not hard to understand.
That's how he gets that snap in his shots.
Yeah, he's good. He has a lot of snap. He has a shit ton of snap.
Yeah, the good and bad thing about Benavidez, like he throws a lot of arm punches with power, but ultimately it's still arm punches. The problem is that I think he's at a point in time now where he's either going to gas him out because he's at an age where I think he's probably maxed out at 168, and I don't know if this fight's one fight too much, and that's why I think Benavidez will win, but a very contentious points decision.
No, I kind of agree with you a little bit. They're going to have to move him up. He looks almost bone dry to me a little bit.
Yeah, he looks so gaunt today. His face looked really bad. Like,
I'm about to say, like you know what emaciated is, like kind of when people look like they're starving.
Yeah.
He
reminded me of Cal Brook on the Crawford weigh-in. If you remember Cal Brook Crawford, his face looked a lot similar to Cal Brook when he fought Crawford.
Like not looking like Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah,
like but he's young and he'll have plenty of time to rehydrate. He'll have plenty of time to rehydrate.
No, but it doesn't matter. Rehydration is as good as what your body can absorb it back. That's
and how do you absorb it back? Jimmy talks about that a lot. You can put on a ton of weight, but how are you going to put it back on? You know, that's why you see a lot of fighters look bloated and stuff. And I know you guys don't like UFC, but this one fighter, Anthony Pettis, he was a 155-pound champ, and he ended up losing. And so he's like, fuck, I can't compete with these bigger guys anymore. So he cuts down another 10 pounds to 145, completely destroys his metabolism. His next fight, because it went so bad for him, he had to go to 170. And he looked like
he just sucks. He just fell off. There's nothing to do with weight.
Dude, look, it did do with weight. He couldn't make fucking 155 anymore. And that guy's not a 170-pounder. He ruined his metabolism.
No, it was just the fact that
he
got exposed. He's just not as good anymore. He couldn't wrestle, and his little flashy kicks and stuff.
Then why did he go to 170 and not go back to 155? Why would you fight guys that are naturally bigger than when you ever fought at?
He moved up and then he went back down a couple of times. He went all over the place.
Losing wherever he went. No matter where he went, he was losing.
Yeah. But anyway,
no, but Mirage, the problem with Benavidez, his body type, he could, if he ever goes up, he can never go back down. Benavidez, I think we all can agree with that.
Oh yeah, no, going back down again, it's off the table. That's once you get
Canelo's
used to
trying to wait him out.
Weight.
Canelo's trying to wait him out. Benavidez needs to wait.
But I think even you agree. That's why I think you're worried that he didn't look great on the scales today. In all honesty,
I think it's just because he's ripped when I used to. Because people forget. He weighed in half a pound lighter last fight. His
face was very challenging.
He looked good, bro. And
but he's more ripped now, so it looks different. I don't know how it's going to be. I don't know.
His cheekbones were very prominent. I thought,
and from what I hear from Memo Heredia, he did wonders with this kid, and Memo Heredia keeps hyping up on Benavidez.
Yeah, but Heredia was a Conte. No, but Heredia is a Conte school of fucking drug cheats. The reason he got off was because he dubbed Conte in.
But that motherfucker knows how to build these motherfuckers physically, whether he's doing it the wrong, crooked or not, bro. You know that, like.
Well, you know I'm just saying it sucks to say it though, but you know all those guys are dirty because they have Conte videotaping Shane Mosley on video, showing how to do EPO. You're like, what the fuck? Like, who could be that stupid?
Well, I mean, fucking Caleb Plant has Victor Conte on his corner pretty much. So, I mean,
look, let's be real. They're all probably on something. They could probably gave Benavidez some shit as well. That's why he's so ripped. I mean, let's not be in denial. We know how it works.
Yeah, they're just the better fighters are on better shit. That's the difference.
Benavidez went pescatarian this whole camp. He's been pescatarian for the past 5 months.
Yeah, but that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing.
Yeah.
That is not a good thing.
He trains like a machine.
Because you're changing your diet overnight, away from 26 years of your natural diet. That's never a good thing.
He's been pescatarian for 6 months. That's enough time for
6
his
months
body to be
out of 25 and a half years of his rest of his life.
Yeah, but he's
that's
not young enough for the adapt. He's young enough for to adapt for his body to adapt.
All I'm gonna say, bro, is that Memo Heredia knows what the fuck he's
look at
doing.
Austin Trout. I'm not comparing Austin Trout in terms of ability, but as soon as he went vegan or what he was, his power disappeared.
Oh yeah. I think we all know going vegan doesn't do shit for you.
Look at Canelo. He said he went vegan when he fought Bivol, and he didn't do shit to him. I don't want to hear it.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm saying that pescatarian bullshit is bullshit.
PEDs. I highly doubt that.
I would highly doubt.
This is not vegan,
now. You ain't listening, are you? You ain't listening. I'll tell you right now, buddy. I'll tell you right now. Caleb Plant, when he chooses to stand and bang and hold his ground, he can bang with anybody. If he's gonna try to fight scared and run away,
he can't bang with anybody though. He ran away
from
the entire fight, man. He can't bang with anybody.
He can bang with anybody. He's quick enough, he's fast enough, and he hits hard enough.
Who's he banged with?
I'm not saying he's a bad fighter, but he can't bang with anybody. That is not.
He can't bang with Benavidez, bro.
He banged with.
He's gonna get broken.
If you say Durrell right now, I swear.
Jose, and don't say under Durrell because under Durrell's like 38, bro. Come on.
No shit. With Durrell, it's not a good. It's not a good.
Caught him with one shot. That's not banging.
No, he was standing in the pocket with them a lot of times. He was in the pocket with them.
Stood in the pocket.
Yeah, but he doesn't bang. He sits in the pocket. He stood in the pocket with Canelo doing his little discount shoulder roll bullshit. But he wasn't banging. He was just sort of waiting and covering up.
He was
little shot and then he moves.
He's a mover.
He can't bang.
He's a mover, but sometimes he comes in and out with power.
Why are you saying? Who does he bang with?
When he chooses to trade and he sits down on his shots, he can knock anybody out. He can
only knock out guys that don't have power, because that's why he sits down and.
My concern in Benavidez, I think this might be 1 or 2 fights too many at 168, and that may be the reason why he could struggle. I think he's.
I don't think
he dropped what's his name multiple times.
2 pounds is a good idea.
Usually
that's a bad weight cut.
Guys, one at a time. I could hear like 3-4 people. Sorry, can you repeat that? Apologies.
I just said historically, usually if you drop like 2 pounds more than you have to, usually you don't do that on purpose to prove a point. You did that because it was an accident.
No,
I agree with that. Benavidez.
I gotta respond to somebody in the chat. I gotta respond to somebody in the chat. Eleanor said he tried to bang with Canelo and got stopped. No, he didn't try to bang with Canelo, and that's why he got stopped. He was defensive the entire fight, trying to jab, work off the ropes. He wasn't standing to bang, and that was the problem.
This is my question. Why didn't he stand and bang with Truex? Why didn't he stand with
he doesn't bang with people that have power. Think about it logically. Look who he stands in front of. Do the opposite. Deduce it the opposite way. Who does he stand in front of? Guys that he doesn't worry about punching him back. It's easy.
No, but listen to what I'm saying. You're saying he could stand and bang with anybody. You're saying that right after he had that knockout with Durrell. David stopped him at 20 years old. Exclude Durrell. Who has he stood there and banged with?
Jose.
No, nobody.
I have Benavidez.
Hold on a second. What's his dude's name? Jose Casatuki?
What are you doing, buddy?
What's his name? Jose Casatuki.
He's trying to do that Philly shell and all that shoulder roll.
That dude. Remember that dude who took a shot from Durrell's brother or cousin or whatever? Yeah, he took a left hook right to his jaw, and he didn't even go down, didn't even get knocked out. Straight power punch to his jaw, not looking, and he didn't even get hurt. But Caleb Plant put him on his ass 2 or 3 times that fight.
Right, buddy. Great job.
That's crazy, because David was supposed to fight him, and then he fought for PEDs. So just think about what David would have done to him. If David would have fought him...
but I wouldn't rely on triangle theory. I think you're looking in isolation.
Exactly. The hypotheticals aren't really a great way for us to figure out how to...
Look at James. I think what they're saying... I think what they're saying is sit down and bang. Sit down and bang is to exchange punches. But with Dr. Real for like the first 7 rounds, I didn't see nobody there like sitting in the pocket too long and exchanging punches. They kept it moving.
Yeah.
They kept it moving until the shot came.
Yeah. Timing beats speed, and like timing beats, like ultimately timing can beat power in the right scenarios, and there's no like exact science. That's why boxing.
When somebody's throwing like 5, 6, 7, 8 punch combinations, it's harder to time them. It's much harder. So
yeah, but
I agree. I agree, and that's why
he's never one hit or quarter somebody. He doesn't have that type of power.
That's why I'm concerned about Benavidez on the scales. I don't know if his output's going to be as great as it was previously.
I'm thinking
he looked really bad. He looked really bad. Personally, I have no dog in the race. I don't care who wins. I don't care who loses. But I thought Benavidez looked really bad on the scales today. Personally,
you think so?
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, in the chat, hold on. In the chat,
his face is very look at Carl Brook against Terence Crawford, and look at Benavidez today.
Yeah,
very similar facial structure.
That's what I'm saying, man. Why do they have to prove a fucking point on the scales? Him and Memo Heredia, just because Caleb Plant said, "Hey, you're a fat dude." Now deliberately, I'm gonna come an extra pound under just to prove a case.
That's crazy. That makes no sense because David his last fight was 167. Doesn't matter.
That's a lot of maybe outside your body. I don't know.
7.6. I don't get how he's trying to prove a point. Yeah, he's Ryder.
But making
weight. I don't know if he's trying to prove a point, but if you can comfortably make it at what's the limit? 68, 167 and a half.
Why lose a pound?
Why lose an extra? Because you're a big.
I don't think that's my point. I think this was an accident. No, but they overcut. It was a bad weight cut.
It was a mistake.
One time, David misses weight one time during COVID in a hotel, and he's so undisciplined or whatever.
No. But look at his face today.
Is this gonna be used as an excuse? I wanna know.
7 other people that same card missed weight. 7 other people missed that. 7 other people missed weight that card.
Look at it.
I get that. I get
just
that
fake
part.
news, man. It's fake news.
I get
Look
that.
at Devin Haney.
It was
he looked drawn out. It was dude's ass.
One at a time.
Yeah, it was the COVID. He could have arranged like to make a fight for a non-sanctioned title fight. Well, what I'm saying is basically not fight for the title, like Navarrete did.
He's a fighter, not a fucking lawyer.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying, no, that I get that part, but right now, what I'm saying is like, we know David Benavidez. He's a big dude. We can't deny that. He's a big dude. He used to be a fat kid, and he's like 6'3". I don't know how tall he is, but he's a big dude. Why go an extra pound under? Where if you can comfortably make it under 68, like 167 and a half, 167 and 3/4. I mean, you're cool.
Yep.
Right?
It makes no sense. That's why I think it's.
He ain't got no muscle on him. It's easy to lose.
He's still gonna backfire.
I'm not gonna say he's gonna win or lose. Just look at his face. That's all I'm gonna say.
He looks bad.
His cheekbones look crazy.
People lose weight easier.
Hey guys,
you ain't gotta lose muscle.
Guys. There's guys, hold on.
Guys. BDA is talking.
It's Bucho. Super chat. Real Boxing TV says Benavidez. If Benavidez loses, bye Mirage from the YouTube boxing community. I think that's a great idea. If Benavidez loses, I don't want to see Mirage for like a month.
6 years.
Make it 2.
That's highly possible.
Hey, Jimmy,
I want to see Mirage.
I'm going to
Jimmy, that happens because I want to talk shit to him. You get me?
Good point.
Yeah,
Great point.
He looks like David Benavidez looks like a cartoon from like Toy Story, like the cheeks sunken in, the eyes with that fucking floppy fucking like the hairdo.
Hey, Jim, you there? Chad's asking for you.
Like a fucking scarecrow, no.
Bucho, you know what's gonna happen? You know Benavidez lose. You know what's gonna happen? People say he's from Ecuador, not from Mexico.
You're already saying
I still think he's gonna knock him out. He's gonna knock him out in the 11th round.
Hey, but if Benavidez wins and he fucks up Plant, what do you think I'm going to say then? Just worry about that.
Oh, wow. Everybody,
we're taking it up a level, baby. We're going up a gear. We're going up 2 gears.
Mirage Nostradamus. Everybody's saying that, man. Nostradamus. Everybody's picking Benavidez by stoppage. You're not the only one. Stop it.
Nah, but you think it's going to be competitive and close?
I think it's going to be a decision.
Yeah, I think it's split decision as well.
A decision? What the
yes,
fuck?
Yes.
Split decision. Yeah.
I think
it's gonna be a TKO, bro, from Benavidez, bro.
Yeah, I do too.
Understand, you don't know what you're dealing with. You don't understand. You're going to see. Mike Tyson's there. He's ready to go. He's going to be front row to watch the monster.
Mike Tyson's going to.
And I'm telling everybody, buy the pay-per-view, support Benavidez, okay?
Oh my God, man.
That's what I'm
That's
doing.
my recommendation.
How about that? How about no?
No.
Well, you're going to miss out.
Yeah, I don't think Desiree listened to Mike Tyson, so.
This shouldn't be a pay-per-view fight, though. Jamie hit the nail on the head. Think about how much exposure they're losing doing that. That's stupid. They're not building him up properly, and they're worried about him getting fights later. They should be putting him on regular television, so he would have got more exposure.
To make money. That's their first. Okay, any chance? Let's go. All that stuff you're talking about, they don't think about that these days.
No, but I plan on this fight. This is
there's a good fight for
I think it's more they can't throw the wrong fights.
Yeah, and unfortunately, they're not putting on pay-per-view to make money. They're putting on pay-per-view to finance it.
Right.
Nobody on the PBC has money, so they have to put it on pay-per-view. If it was like if he had signed with if he had signed with Bob like he wanted to, like he tried to 3 years ago, he'd be on ESPN tomorrow night with like fucking millions more people watching him. It just, I don't know why he decided to go back.
Yeah, it's on pay-per-view. It's on pay-per-view for them to lose less money, not to make money. They're losing less money.
Caleb Plant really sold this fight. It's going to be a big fight. I am very confident it's going to do big numbers.
It's a big number.
Let's stay there real quick. What does this do? I think it does maybe over 150K, and I'm being generous right now. What do you guys think?
Like 60,000, maybe 60,000.
Nah, bro, it's
all right.
More than that. It'll break 100.
No.
What competition does he got? What big events are this weekend? UFC cards trash.
Yeah, I think he'll do like 150 or 100 too. That's my.
Well, let's put it this way: if it doesn't do around like 250 to 300, they're going to lose. How much are they getting paid right now for this fight?
Not much.
So guys,
$6 each.
What pay-per-view has Benavidez ever done?
None. And why do you think that is? Do you think why he hasn't done a pay-per-view?
What pay-per-view has Plant done other than Canelo?
Canelo,
zero.
No, that's it. That one with Canelo. Doesn't that make sense?
It can be pay-per-view.
But doesn't that make sense? You understand the other ingredient there is Canelo, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, well that's why he shouldn't be on this. Canelo made that pay-per-view for him worth it. That you didn't buy.
No, I agree. This should not be pay-per-view. I agree with you.
Yeah, and the thing that sucks too, it's not for a title. You know, that's what kind of sucks too. So it's just setting a bad precedent. I'm not even talking about this fight so much. It's just another bad precedent that PBC going to now. It's coming down to this. It's obvious that Showtime, even if they continue to show boxing on the app, which is delicious, figuring how that side of the fucking street went at apps so viciously, and now that's what the PBC is going on. But obviously they're not going to have any kind of budget. So what's going to happen is any fight that is any kind of note to it, or the fighters won over $500,000 paydays, it's going to have to be put on pay-per-view to finance it, to have the fans finance it.
Jimmy, the best thing was that weirdo commentator goes, "Oh, where would the winner of this fight be? Number one in the division." I was like, bro, there's an undisputed champion in the division, and what the hell are you
No shit. No shit.
What the fuck?
Unless he meant number one ranked, meaning
number one,
like
contender.
number one contender.
He was saying
the number one dude who's coming off a loss.
No, I know, yeah.
Undisputed
weird
champion is coming off a loss.
That doesn't matter. It was a different division. He's still undisputed champion, 168.
Yeah, you know what? Too.
He's the golden
honestly, let's not fuck around too much with who Canelo fought. He fought Bivol. Bivol, that much bigger. He's a much bigger guy than Benavidez frame wise. So I'm actually kind of interested to see if this fight. Let's just in a hypothetical. Let's say Benavidez wins. If he does get Canelo, I would actually be really interested to see that fight at 168 because I think I would like to see what the tactics Canelo did against Bivol, I'd like to see if that works against Benavidez. He's not built as big as Bivol. He's not as robust. So those arm shots, that's going to take down the volume. You know, I think Canelo's going to do that shit to him. He's going to literally try to brutally break him down.
Bivel's a totally different fighter too. He fights with his feet. He's all about his footwork.
And he's a lot wider too. He could absorb that punishment a lot better than Benavidez is going to, frame wise.
You have to understand, Canelo
wants nothing to do with Benavidez. He's afraid he'll get tired. It's his number one fear is that he'll get tired and gas out. He hates that.
I don't think I like it for either of them. I think Canelo can easily spark him. He's going to cut a shit ton of weight. You know, Canelo's going to drag his ass down.
Who is he easily spark? Canelo, he might get a little tired, but he's a master at controlling his
fucking master, bro. Did you watch his last fight? He got wheeled down by a 40-year-old middleweight. What fantasy world of Canelo?
Let him finish. Let Gonzalo finish.
5 years ago.
Look, he was able to deal with. I'm just gonna say he has good defense. He can shell up, block your punches, then sneak his punches in to the body.
Benavidez will eat that for breakfast and give him a 10-punch combination over and over.
I just don't get why Benavidez signed with PBC, bro. If he really wants Canelo, why he's signing with PBC?
Exactly.
It looks to me like Benavidez is the one getting away from that shit, bro.
Go.
Great point. No, that's not a narrative. Am I lying?
Great point. It's the truth. It's a fact.
Where's the lie? Did Benavidez not resign with PBC? Am I bullshit?
No, it's it's not irrelevant. Come on, dude. Just because you don't like what he's saying, which is true. If he really wanted Canelo, he should have signed with DAZN. Clearly, the fight could have been made like that.
Why?
What do you mean? Why?
Because
have you been watching boxing for the past 30 years?
What's that got to do? Canelo doesn't want the fight.
Listen. You don't know that. All right. Because if he signs with Eddie Hearn, the same guy who handles Canelo, it's easy peasy.
No, you still need Canelo. Hang on. You still need Canelo to want the fight.
You don't know that Canelo doesn't want it. You don't know that.
He said it. He's always saying, "Oh, he needs to do more. Oh, maybe." Blah blah blah.
Listen, I'm not going to go around with you, dude. Again, we're going to fight. All right, Benavidez also ducked Plant 3 years ago. That's a fact, not a narrative. He did. Plant reached out.
He had the belt for 2 months. How did he duck him?
He had the belt for over a year, dude.
I don't care.
Dude, listen. It was already fucking Mirage. This was already proven to you, dude. Don't talk yell over me because you don't like the fucking facts I'm saying.
Yeah,
Benavidez, they reached out to Plant when he was the champion, reached out to Benavidez, made the fight. And I'm not saying, let me all right, it wasn't bad.
I know. Finish.
Shut the fuck up, dude. I haven't said a fucking word in 30 fucking minutes, dude. I'm just saying, I was about to say it wasn't even probably Benavidez. He probably would have said, sure, I'll take it right now. It was Sam Lukowitz.
Who cares?
Fuck this kid.
We're talking about Canelo.
What do you mean, who cares?
We're talking about Canelo. What?
You don't know, dude. You don't know Canelo doesn't want it.
So far, Canelo has not said he wants to fight David. That's a fact.
See, he also said he doesn't want to fight. He didn't say that he wants to fight David Morrell. He didn't say he wants to fight a lot of people.
Canelo already said he's willing to fight Benavidez, bro. So shut the fuck up, Mirage. He did say he's giving Benavidez a fucking chance, bro. So learn Spanish, maybe. I don't know. And you'll see everything, bro.
To Mirage, Canelo said he's not to fight me, so that means he's ducking me as well, right?
Didn't he already say you don't want nothing to do with Benavidez?
Benavidez is the man.
Said he don't want nothing to do with Benavidez.
So Jimmy, let me just...
Did Benavidez win the World Boxing Series?
They asked Canelo though, about Benavidez, and he said why not. Canelo said why not.
You know what year it is? World Boxing
Canelo said why not, and Eddie Hearn said in 2024 it's happening, so what the fuck are you talking about, Mirage?
Until Canelo says, I want to fight Benavidez,
we don't even...
We don't need to talk about who's signed with who's signed with that.
I guess Canelo's looking Fury.
He did say.
Canelo's don't want to fight Fury.
He did say on a Spanish fucking in Spanish. He said it in an interview that he would fight Benavidez.
No,
I just don't know why you think.
No, I saw that translated. Don't fuck with me. He said, we will see what happens.
Nah,
That's
you
what he
don't fuck
said.
with me, motherfucker, with your
I've got
stupid
connections,
narrative.
okay?
Be smart, bro. I want fucking facts, not your fucking bullshit, bro.
Hang on for a second.
I want to
Let's
fight
just
him.
make,
That's
let's
a
make
brush
this
off.
stop.
That's a duck right there.
Stop real quick. Let's make this easy. Has Canelo relinquished any of the belts?
Canelo, they won't.
Not yet, no.
He's too much.
No, he hasn't. Okay, so Benavidez is next in line. After all this shit's done, Canelo has to fucking fight Ryder, and then Benavidez is obviously gonna fight. He's gonna fight Plant. If he gets done when he's done, he's next.
Relinquish the belts because they're gonna strip him. You think anybody's gonna strip him?
No, I'm asking you.
But why did he get stripped in the past? Why the IBF stripped him back in 2018? I mean 2019. If they're not gonna strip him, bro.
Yeah,
that should already happened, bro.
Canelo was ducking
that's why
his franchise now. That Benavidez would be number 1, 2, but he's not doing it.
Well, there's no franchise at 168.
Well,
the franchise doesn't exist at 168.
Weight.
He's going to be stronger. He's going to fuck him up even more.
No way. What do you think about that? What do you think about that, Mirage?
He's not a big puncher like you think.
What do you think about that?
Dude,
he's a fucking master. Bivol is, bro. You're tripping.
Yeah, Mirage.
Benavidez would be better if he gets a trainer who could teach him how to punch with his feet planted.
Hang on for a second.
Benavidez is a career
do that?
Oh my god.
I'll turn it up on you.
Benavidez is a career arm puncher, but he's a very hard arm puncher.
You want me to do that?
He's a very hard arm puncher.
No, he did get a new trainer, bro. Heredia also teaches on boxing, not just
Heredia is a
Canelo.
I wasn't talking to you.
That's his career. Don't get me wrong. I think Benavidez is talented, but Benavidez is a career arm puncher. Nobody can deny that.
And it's just well. Listen, I don't think you're a bad guy. First off, I'm not one of those dudes like I have nothing personal against you, Mirage. I have no ill will for you. I'm just saying, dude. I've heard you talk and make sense on all that shit, but when you say, "Oh, he's a bum," all right, I don't care about him. He's a bum. But at the same token, you got to admit, Benavidez has been fighting like the last guy fought was a 17-1 no-hoper. That was the widest spread of all of 2022. 17-1. Yes, 17-1. Yeah, he was 17-1. Vegas odds. Vegas,
can you hear me?
Vegas odds was 17-1. Yes, it was, bro. 17-1.
Yeah, but you're wrong about that, Jimmy. You're wrong about that. He's fucking heartless, Mirage. He don't care. Motherfucker has no conscience.
But all right,
robot.
Jimmy. What's the?
Yeah, he's a robot.
Come on, guys.
Hey, Jimmy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, go ahead, Kevin.
We hear you.
Thanks, motherfucker. You ignoring me now? Fuck you.
Jesus.
I've been trying to talk for 30 minutes, and you guys ignore me like I'm talking over here.
Every time you said my name, somebody was talking. I didn't want to just be like another person jumping in.
All right, let me get my point across, and you guys can have at it. The thing with Canelo is Bivol is a much more acceptable loss than David Benavidez. Bivol's already established champion with multiple title defenses, and so it's a win-win situation.
The optics? You mean the optics, without a doubt. The optics are much better losing to Bivol than to Benavidez. Exactly. I agree 100%.
So I think Mirage, that's a point in Mirage.
Sure.
Another point for Jimmy is...
That's an irrelevant point.
They both fight similar. They both fight similar. So I don't think it has nothing to do with... They're both pressure fighters. Not pressure fighters. They're both high output guys. They like to throw a lot of punches, and they're going to overwhelm you. So I don't think it has anything to do with, he's scared because he's the monster. He's going to hurt him and rough him up. Benavidez.
Why not?
I don't think that has anything to do with it.
So
I think it's all about.
It's a higher risk. It's going to be a tougher fight physically when you're fighting a vicious puncher versus a decision machine.
No,
I don't think
Benavidez is that much of a mile right there.
Benavidez. One left hook to the body.
Let's just say Bivol's better than Benavidez.
Benavidez with the left hook.
For the sake of argument, I'll say Bivol's better than Benavidez.
There's no let's say that's true.
Let's just hang on. That doesn't mean Benavidez is still not a risky an opponent. A risk. Like even though you can likely beat him, there's a risk still of getting hurt and getting in a war. So there's you have to weigh that up.
Yep. And if it wasn't for Bivell's style, I can honestly I'll put this out there. I won't say it. What's the worst? What's the closest everybody can say Canelo ever looked about to being stopped? It was in the 10th round against Bivell. People actually thought he was about to be stopped. That's how fucking he was getting hit.
Benavidez would have stopped him. That's the difference. He would have stopped him.
No, that's your opinion. You're
missing a point. Bivell throws punches and they're hard enough to hurt you. He's just not loading up trying to take you down. But he hurts.
He doesn't have killer instinct.
That doesn't listen. It's a sport. They don't look at it like that. There's no fear. None of these guys fear anybody.
Listen,
it's not about fear.
Listen. You're talking about two different styles. Hang on. I'm going to explain this to you so you can understand because you said it already. We were alluding to this earlier. You have boxers, you have punchers, and we have brawlers, right? Think about it like chess. Think about it in that metric. Bivell is a chess player. He's a boxer. He's not going to go out and put his hands on you if he doesn't have to. If you put yourself in position for you to hurt him, he will hurt you. But he's going to make you do it. He's not going to he's not going to expose himself at a position to go attack you. He's going to take pieces from you as the fight goes on. If the knockout gets there, he takes it. It's easy. It's basic boxing. If you look at where he comes from, that's how they teach those guys how to fight.
Yeah, okay, and sure. But there's other fighters who force to look for the knockouts. They want to force the punishment and go for it because of course. Different styles. So that's why that type of fighter can be more dangerous. Even if it's higher chance that you beat him, he's going to put it on you. Right? You're going to go to war.
Okay, so we have a good analogy. So Callum Smith moved up to 175. His first fight, who did he knock out brutally knocked out?
Some mediocre fighter. What's his name?
No one cares.
No. The point is,
beat up a couple bums.
Bivell fought him and went to points with him.
This is pointless.
Callum Smith got destroyed by Canelo.
I gotta bounce. It's been more than 3 hours. So we'll see you after the fight. You guys can stay and keep talking. Thank you for joining the show. Great debate. Great debate.
Thank you, Bucho.
See ya, Jimmy. See ya, everybody.
Thank you.
In the chat, we've been going on for more than 3 hours, but let me just remind you that we will have a post-fight show on Sunday, and unless something crazy happens, we might have an emergency show right after the fight, so on Saturday. So we'll see. That depends on what happens. Like if Benavidez gets knocked out by Plant or something like that, then we have an emergency show. If not, again, we will have a show on Sunday for sure. So, yep. Thank you for joining us. Hit the like button, please, if you enjoyed the show. And yeah, thank you to. I want to thank all the people who super chatted. All right. So, yep. Have a good night.